Ah, audio? Audio okay? Maybe the music is a little bit loud. Let's turn it down just a smidge. Alright. Totally good. Hello everyone, welcome to the stream! Coming through on a starry night, it's yours truly, the illustrious Phantom Thief, Kurtis. Hello. Hi everyone. Handcam. Hello. Hi Aldana, hi Black Cat, hi Vic, welcome. Hello. Alright, so, for today, hold on, let's get the aesthetic right here. Hold on. There we go. So, for today, we're gonna be, sewing this, so we're gonna finish up sewing this bird plush that I've been making. So, hello, hi, it's hand cam time. And, so we're making this bird in the corner. Last time we sewed together this front panel part, I had to go early because I didn't have, I think I had to go do, like, papers and stuff. But I think now I should have, like, plenty of time to finish this. So, since last time I sewed this onto the front part, I sewed this on the front part of the head. So what we got left is this back part of the head. I think what I'm gonna do probably is, let's see. Yeah, we're probably gonna, I want to make the back panel, but also I want to sew the wings on for the, between like the head here, like this back part of the head, where the neck will meet the back. So we're gonna have to sew this next part together first. So yeah. Let me get my sketchbook again so I can refresh you guys on what it's gonna look like. And I can refresh myself on what it's gonna look like. Where's my sketchbook? Where is it? Here we go. Okay. Also, I hope everyone's having a great time. Let's see. But I can't show you guys some of these sketches because they're secret. I can show you this. Ja-ja! Okay. And then, oh yeah, I have some sketches from our... Oh yeah, I forgot to post my like D&D sketches that I made for our party, like on my community post. I forgot to do that, but these were like the like pre-sketches things. Yeah. Plush sewing a regular thing. Pigeons in a trench coat. Hi, welcome. I mean, sewing is a semi-regular thing. This is my first time making a bird plush, but I can make more, I guess, if people like them. Okay, this is what we're making here. So yeah, I'm gonna make these little wing panels, and we'll also like the this. So yeah, we're gonna figure that out real quick. I think this back panel is gonna be the trickier part, but we're gonna figure it out. So yeah. But yeah, I forgot to post my my like little drawings for the D&D thing, everyone. So, but I really should. Yeah. Hope everyone's also having a great day. I hope everyone's having a great time. I don't know. Alright, where are my scissors? There they are. Okay. So let's see. This back part is gonna be mostly white colored. I think I might do like a little end part, like this little thing right here. I might turn that into gray. So yeah, I want to squish it. Well, maybe you can, because this hasn't been that hard to make. So once I make more of these, maybe like I can just like, once I finish this prototype, this is basically, maybe I'll like have like the process really refined, and I can like make a couple of these to like give away or something. I've honestly thought about that. I've wondered if like maybe I should like do a plush giveaway at some point, or like open up plush commissions. I'm not 100% sure if I want to do that, but I might at some point. Because I've got a good system for making like the little what are they called? Fujo? Whatever they're called? Like little plushies that I made for like Jay and Plum. I have a good system for making those. So that might be good. And I can make these ones as well. It's just that sometimes making them can make sewing just takes a long time. You make Japanese, what do you mean? I make Japanese? I mean, I can make Japanese matcha tea very well, if that's what you mean. I will return then. Okay. Thank you, pigeons in a trench coat. I could not imagine, I could not impossibly fathom why you would want to come return to my content. But if you so desire, I will appreciate your presence. Okay. Also, I'm probably gonna do some trimming on this. I think this curves down a little bit too much, so I'm probably gonna cut it straight. But we'll see. I might have to trim this part too, but we'll figure that out. Or maybe like I just have to trim it like this, basically, to go straight. Fumo occurs when... Yeah, maybe I should make my own Fumo plush, like one of me, but not right now. Okay. I don't know. It's not a big priority to make one of myself, I guess. Okay. So let's see. Okay. What do I need to do? Okay. So my idea for the shape was this. So if it's kind of straight, well, we'll curve it around first so that I can trim it, but I think what I probably want to do is something like, okay, probably something like, just to give it a bit of a curve. Okay. Something like that probably to start out with. And I can always, or I want to make it too big so I can trim it down later. I should probably show you guys what I'm, hold on. Okay, let me put this sketch to the side so I can like, I only have so much desk space. Fumo is a plush. Yeah, Fumo. That's the thing I was talking about. It's not like it's like a style of plush, I guess. Okay, let me put my sketchbook to the side over here so I can work in full view of the camera. Okay. And then for you, we're gonna like curve up here. So like that, like over here kind of. Yeah. So like we're gonna curve like this, basically, for the rest of the head. Okay. Something like that, yeah. And then, I kind of want it to, like, go down and then up a little at the end, I think. Like this. It's probably too much of an angle. Probably want it more like this. Like, curve down a little bit and then kind of perk up a little for the tail. And then the rest of this can be like, okay. We're gonna have it curve down, and then, yeah, this is a very weird shape. Let me think, because this curves up, kind of. This is gonna be like a teardrop shape at the end. Okay. Yeah, we'll just go like this for now. See if that works out. Okay. Yeah, okay, let's cut this out for now, and then this is gonna be a very strange shape. So I'm not 100% sure if this is gonna work out, but we'll see. Alright. Oh wait, no, I wanted it to like, okay, I'll just cut out like this for now, and I can adjust that later. Let's cut out like this. I hope I didn't mess up. Okay. I wanted it to curve down a little bit, so I might wanna, hold on. There we go. This is a bit, okay. Yeah, this is a bit sketch, but hopefully I have enough material left to, in case I mess up, that I can just do this. Okay. cut down this way. Now I'm gonna, just in case, put this out a little bit more like this. Okay. That's our bird shape for now. And then yeah, I am gonna trim this probably. So let's see here. I'm gonna probably trim this. So right now, the bird sits like this. And I probably want to trim this so it's straight. I don't want to trim it right now though. I almost don't want to trim it right now though. Okay. Yeah, I probably want to make this less of a pronounced curve. I think that's a bit too pronounced probably. But yeah, okay, let's give this a shot. I think, okay. I feel like that bird would go peep rather than caw chirp. Let's, you know what? Let's take a listen. What does a piping plover sound like? Piping plover call. What does it sound like? Piping plover calls. Beep. Sound pretty cute. Also, can I just say that this image on this video is so cute. Hold on. It's such a cute photo. Paste. No. I want to paste. Control V. Okay, no, I have to save the image. Hold on. Hey, okay. Save. Screenshot. Okay. And then here we go. This is really cute. The little chicks are so cute. Oh my god, I want to make little babies to go with this now. Oh my, it's so cute. Sounds like a bird. Yeah, it's a bird. Piping plover in Chicago. Wow. Okay. Cute. Oh my god, they're so cute looking. They're so puffy. They're so. Oh my god, they're so pudgy looking. I want. Oh, you want one? I mean, I want one too now. Hi Crochet Art, welcome. Oh my god, this is so cute. Is there like piping plover calls 1 hour? I hope actually I might get copyright struck for that because technically I don't own the call. So okay, let's see here. Come on. Okay. BGMs. Let's see if I have like I wanna switch up the BGM a little bit too. Oh, reliable. I like this one. No, I mean, Night Wind is good, but not for this one. Weird atmosphere. Oh, this one's pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. Alright. I've Forgotten Dreamer, welcome. Making bird. Okay. Okay. We're gonna make an executive decision now, I think. So this definitely curves down way too much. I know that for sure. So if I like bring this out, you can see that probably like around right here. So, yeah. Well, right here. Okay. So, this. Uh-huh. Yeah, something over here, I think. So, alright. Ah. Sorry, I put the cap of the Sharpie in my mouth because my hands were full. Okay? Like this, probably. So, yeah, we're gonna make this executive call right now. Alright, screw up the whole plush. I guess we'll have to start from scratch. Okay. Yeah, I think that's good, probably. And then... maybe a little bit more? I wonder if it should be flat the whole way. Oh. It's fine. Don't worry about that. What are you eating? That sounds... it's not eating anything. It's my mouth on some Sharpie. Because I like had to open the Sharpie with my mouth. Well, I didn't have to. I just chose to. Okay. And then I think we're also gonna shallow out this curve a little bit. I think it's a bit too curvy, you know? This is a little bit too... maybe just a little bit. I don't think it's that big of an issue, though. So it looks like this isn't really lining up, so I might want to trim this one a little bit as too. Okay. And also, we... do that. I can somehow understand. Thank God, someone understands me. I wonder if that's more coherent than, like, the way I normally talk outside of streams. Because I swear to God, when I'm streaming by myself and it's solo, I do, like, a pretty good job of talking. But then when it's with like, other people in a collab, or, like, if I'm talking in real life, then it's kind of incomprehensible to most people, unfortunately, so... what did you say? Okay, never mind. Maybe it wasn't that comprehensible. I take it back. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna... it looks like my estimation was right on of where I was gonna have to cut this, so... okay. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna cut out a second one of these. Okay. Those are some of your favorite bird sounds. Are we just gonna listen to bird sounds? Here, let's see what ratite bird sounds sound like. Ratite bird call. Let's see. I guess we like listen to like specifically ostriches. Hopefully I don't get like... I hope I don't get like copyright struck. Actually, I'm kind of nervous about getting copyright struck on YouTube for playing these sounds. Like someone's gonna give me a copyright strike. I've already played 2 videos. I can afford to have 2 copyright strikes before the third one, so let's not risk it. Let's not risk it. I don't wanna... I've gotten a copyright strike before. I don't need another one. Okay. But, I'm sure they sound lovely. I'll look it up after the stream. Yeah, I don't want to risk it too much. It's probably fine, but... yeah, no, I don't want to place... I don't want to risk it too much. Maybe, like, if I can find, like, ostrich calls sampled in, like, a free sound space, that'd be good. Okay. But I don't want to risk it too much. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take the collar part, replace it with some black, and then, so we get the little scarf looking thing. And then I'm gonna replace the tail part a little bit with, some gray. And then, we're gonna make the wing panels and then sew everything together. And then I just have to make the face after that, and I think we're done, honestly. Okay. Oop. There we go. Alright, we've got our back body panels for this. Shoot. I messed up. Okay, hold on. Hold on. I just realized I made a mistake. Oops. Well, I guess I have an extra panel now, just in case I screw up in the future. I cut it out wrong. You guys might not be able to see it, but this white felt I had, oh, you can definitely see it, has glitter on one side. Didn't have any other, like, regular white felt for some reason in my nearby craft store, so I had to buy the glitter version. And, it's fine, because I guess I could, like, just not use the glitter side, but the way I cut this out, now, like, since these both have the glitter on the same side, then there's gonna be glitter on one side that's gonna be outside, so now I have to recut out the old part. Okay, that's a bit of a shame, but it's fine. That's my fault. I didn't pay attention to... Oh, I'm still not paying attention to the side that I need to cut out. Oops. Honestly, like, I can kind of... It doesn't matter if I get some of the top part cut off, because I'm going to cut that part out anyways. That's totally fine. Okay. I want to try to make as much use of my remaining felt as possible. I want to waste as little felt as possible, basically. Okay. Here we go. This is relaxing. Man. No, I love streaming. I don't know, streaming is always so relaxing to me. It's just that, sometimes I wonder if, like, I'm just forgetting about, like, the constant dread of, like, I have a school project due, and I just forgot about it. But that's for after stream. I don't need that kind of stress right now. And we're making a bird plush. Okay. Yes? I don't think I have any... Okay. No, I do have some papers due, but they're not immediately due, so it's fine. I have time. I did make time for this, so we should be okay. I think we're okay. Yeah, I'm fairly certain. Mostly certain, but it's fine. I had to make better use of my, like, schedule and everything. It's been hard though, because I've, like, committed myself to doing Dungeons and Dragons now for, like, regularly for, like, every week. So now on top of, like, having to do streams and then also school, I also have to prepare, like, materials for the for the D&D campaigns, which I forgot how much time that usually takes. So it's kind of my fault that I'm putting so much work on myself, and I probably shouldn't be. But that's the price I pay, I guess. I am an awful student. Don't follow my example, ever. Okay. Okay. Do this. I'm gonna do, like, a simple thing like that. There we go. There we go. Ugh. Okay. So, we've got our front panels, and now we take this. Unique part without doing the schoolwork part. Pain. I really should do the schoolwork part. Do me all a favor, guys, and make sure you do your homework. For your own sakes. Okay. It's been really hard too. Like, it's not even that, like, I have to spend that much time on preparing stuff for D&D. It's more of the, I mean, like, it's more of the fact that, like, well, if you guys have homework, then do it. Don't be a bad student like me. I'm a terrible, awful, no good student. But it's not even the fact. That's not even necessarily the fact that, like, I have to prepare for D&D and then also stream. It's just the fact that, like, I think now that I'm getting back into D&D, like, my mind is in my ADHD brain is in, like, hyperfixation mode. So it's really hard for me to think anything about anything else other than Dungeons and Dragons. So like, I'm trying to focus on my homework and I just can't. It's kind of bad. I kind of wish my brain wasn't like that, but oh well. What you gonna do, I guess? I mean, be a responsible student, that's what. It's been like dying down a little bit though, so I've been able to focus a bit more on homework, which is good. I think definitely getting outside of like my normal environment, like my room, going to like a little milk tea. I'm not a particular fan of. I don't like particularly like milk tea that much, but it's just a nice place. Like they usually have comfy atmospheres, but sometimes I just go to like a milk tea or like a cafe, one of those types of places, and then just like sit, do my homework, maybe probably order a drink because otherwise I'd be like loitering, and I don't want to like. I don't want to. It'd be rude to me for me to like walk into a place and then just sit down and not like order anything and then just leave because you know they gotta pay for like the lights and everything and the electricity. But that's been helping to get out of like my normal like headspace and everything. Sort of like yeah, sort of like work more efficiently. It's been nice. Okay. It's been very nice. Okay. Let's see here. We're gonna I think we're gonna trim this back part a little bit. Probably. Okay. We're gonna leave this a bit open so that way I have extra fabric to work with and don't actually cut it too short. But I think this is okay. Okay, let me just make a second copy of this, and then we can sew it on. Speaking of D&D, like, how many of you guys, like, I'm not sure, like, I wasn't sure if, like, people really liked doing the D&D thing. I mean, okay, I know, like, so I know definitely people do like watching it, but it is a bit of a departure from my normal streams, because normally, like, what I've been doing for, like, 3.5 years is, like, streams where, like, I have chat open, I can chat with them freely, chat with everyone freely. So I was a bit worried that like, you know, Dungeons and Dragons, but like I'm basically streaming, but like I'm not talking to chat. It'd be a bit of a departure. So so that's why my decision was like, this is also gonna be like a weekly thing, and I don't want it to us to suddenly go from like three streams a week to 2 streams a week plus D&D. So I just made D&D like its own separate thing. So like I'll still be streaming 3 times a week, and then we'll do an extra D&D stream on top of that whenever that happens. So I mean, they seem to be doing like pretty well. I don't really care that much about like the view number itself, but I do kind of like it when like you know, things get like watch hours, because that means that people are enjoying. It means that people find whatever I'm doing or whatever I'm streaming interesting enough to like, you know, watch a good amount of it. So that's always nice. It's been doing pretty well. I'm just like, I haven't looked at the analytics though, so I'm not sure how many of like the people watching D&D are like existing viewers. So I don't know. Well, if you find D&D interesting, I guess it's okay, but like, I don't know. It's like one of those nerdy things that I like. I'm not like totally sure if I should like keep it separate from like my normal streams, or if like it's okay to like intermix the two. I guess it's fine because it's my streams anyways. Like, I talk about whatever I find interesting, so it's probably fine. Like, I don't think anyone really cares. Okay, let's get these sewn together. Natural 20, I cast Fireball. Actually, you don't roll natural 20s for fireballs because it's a saving throw. So so actually, it's the enemy rolling for their for against Fireball, because you don't have to roll anything. So then actually, nat 20 would mean that they save on your Fireball and they dodge it. I'm kidding. I mean, I'm not kidding, but yeah, facts. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like what is that? There's this guy who does like these I forget his name. He does like shorts, and he makes like songs in like the vertical format. And there's this one of like he was like it was like a Dungeons and Dragons thing, and he was like, I cast Vicious Mockery and Nat 20, let's fucking go. Yeah, Vicious Mockery. Yeah, you know. And I was watching that, and like it hit me like after like a couple minutes after watching it, I was like, Vicious Mockery isn't an attack roll, it's a saving throw. So you can't roll a natural 20 Vicious Mockery to kill someone. Like if they roll natural 20, then they just don't take damage from your Vicious Mockery. I know it's like pedantic, but like I know it's for the I know like it plays into the D&D meme, and it's supposed to be like funny. So like it doesn't really matter, but I mean, it's like I don't know. It's like one of those like little things that like I don't want to point it out because it's a fun song. I don't want to like ruin, like it's always like the Nat 20 D&D meme. I don't want to ruin like the fun, but like it's like I get it. I don't want to be like the actually person in the comments, but like a part of my brain is like actually. I do recognize though, so that it is that it's yeah, I do recognize though that it's just for fun, so it doesn't really matter. Actually. But yeah, no, D&D is one of those things that I got into back in high school, and I really like the game, but I get a little bit, I'm a little bit self-conscious about it, I guess. I think I'm just self-conscious about talking about my nerdy interest in detail, like in general, because I don't know, I find it self-conscious to like talk about, because okay, hold on, I'm looking for something. I lost the other black piece. That was like the other neck piece for like, and I'm trying to find it. What happened to it? Where is it? Huh? Yeah. Songs rolls. No, definitely. I was bothered by that because it was like, if it's a nat 20 roll on Vicious Mockery, then that means they saved against it. That doesn't mean you rolled a critical hit and killed them. So it makes for a good song. Don't get it twisted. I think it makes for a good song. It's just that like there's like the devil in my shoulder that's like, hey, you should comment actually. So yeah. Where did I put it? Where is it gone? I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it. What the heck? Am I dumb? Hold on, did it drop on the ground? Where did that piece go? What? I swear it was just here. Like, am I dumb? Please tell me I'm dumb. Oh, it's okay. It was underneath this piece. Cause I understand now. Great. It was hiding underneath this piece the whole time. Great, understood. I replayed that song a bunch of times when it came out. I listened to it so much, but it did occur to me after the first couple times. I was like, yeah, it's a good song. Just that's not you can't roll that 20 on a Vicious Mockery. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. It bothers me. It bothers me a lot. It bothers me a lot. And that one's still great. No. Okay. But yeah, I get a little bit like, it's like, I don't know, I get a little bit like self-conscious, like not ranting, but like talking about like my interests, because like I don't know, I guess I'm like one of those people that like gets like super hyper invested in things. Like I have like a very narrow set of interests, so like when people talk, I like end up talking about my interests, like, I tend to want to rant. I tend to have a lot to say. Like, I'm the type of person who, like, I guess, like, I don't usually talk much, but once someone brings up a topic that I'm actually interested in, then, like, I'll talk a lot, like, a whole lot about it. Like, and I won't shut up about it. And I used to do that so much as a little kid that I earned a reputation as, like, literally, like, being, like, the annoying kid. So I think over time I started to get a little bit self-conscious about it. So I don't like talking it's like one of those things that, like, I want to talk about it, but I feel like I shouldn't because I'm gonna like make people, like, upset or something. But I guess this is my own stream, so it's fine if I talk about it here. But yeah, no, I guess, like, D&D is just one of those things I could go on and on about just because I like the game. But I guess I'm kind of happy that I'm finally getting back into it. It's been many years since I last was, like, really into D&D, I guess. So it's fun to get back into. I did see recently that there was this new like, book called Obojima, Tales in the Tall Grass. It's like a homebrew setting. It's not, like, I guess, official. It was published by, like, a team called 1985 Games, but I saw it recently and it looks really cool. It's like a if I had to describe the setting, it's like lo-fi themed. It's like a lo-fi themed kind of, like, retro modern Japan setting. It's like, I don't know how to describe it, but, like, imagine, like, a Studio Ghibli film. That's kind of the aesthetic that whole book kind of has, and it's really interesting. And as soon as I saw it, I ended up buying the book on, like, the online book on D&D Beyond, like, immediately. And it's been looking like a really interesting thing. It looks really cozy and everything, and you don't get a lot of, like, Eastern settings in D&D, so I thought it was, like, really interesting, especially since I used to make a lot of, like, Eastern inspired characters for D&D when I was back in high school. So hi Pesky, welcome. D&D, yeah, no, literally last night I saw it and I was like, this is really cool. I literally bought it last night and I've been reading through it a little bit. It's really cool. I might buy the physical copy just because, like, I think having a physical copy is nicer, but I might want to do, like, a one-shot or, like, a campaign, like a small campaign in that setting. Either playing as, like, if someone could DM for me as a player, so I could be a player instead of having me the DM, I would be so thankful. But knowing me, I'm probably gonna end up being the but, like, knowing like, me and, like, how people usually want to be players and not DMs, I think I'm gonna end up being a DM anyways, which I don't mind. But, like, maybe I'll find, like, a group of players. We could do, like, a one-shot or something in Obojima. Is world building. World building is really cool. Yeah. I think for our current campaign, what I'm gonna do is part of it. It's right now the setting kind of is like the Forgotten Realms, but I know that the Forgotten Realms is, like, Wizards of the Coast kind of, like, flagship. It's like their flagship setting, and so, like, and there's been a lot of books and stuff, like, written in it, and although, like, it's technically open for anyone to write a story in, it does kind of have its own rich lore and history, and I don't want to have to spend hours studying, like, Forgotten Realms lore so I can relay it to my players perfectly. I want to be able to make up my own world building. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take basically, like, the Sword Coast part of, like, the Forgotten Realms, like from all the way from, like, Icewind Dale down south to, like, Baldur's Gate, probably call it its own kingdom, and then make the rest of the world, like, something custom, so I can write my own story and have, like, my own world building and everything. So that way I don't have to, like, study up on Forgotten Realms lore and like, strongly adhere to it, and then, especially because I'm, like, streaming it, I don't want in the future someone, like, going into my comments and being like, actually, this doesn't happen in Forgotten Realms lore. Like, I don't want someone to be the actually person that I secretly am on the inside. So I'm just gonna like have part of it basically just be grandfathered in from Faerun, and then from the Forgotten Realm setting, and the rest of it be my own settings. So that way I can like, I can like incorporate a lot of like modules, so I don't have to write all of the every single like session or like every single encounter myself. I can just use pre-existing modules and like fit them into like a puzzle piece. So then that way it takes like it reduces the amount of work that I have to do as a DM, and then like leaves more work for me to do streaming, more time to do streaming, and more time to do homework. While at the same time, like, you know, having the freedom of being able to like, you know, do my own world building and telling a story that I want to tell. So yeah, I drew a map once. Yeah, I'm gonna have to draw a map. I think it'll be a pretty simple map, but we'll see how long it takes me. Nobody else wants to do it once you start doing it. Yeah, I guess. I don't get very many chances to be a player, but it's okay. I don't mind that. I think being a DM is also fun. I don't know. I kind of wish I'd be a player once in a while, but it's fine. It also doesn't really help that like with my current friend group right now that we're playing with, no one knows D&D 5e as well as I do. I clearly like Jay said that he was a rules lawyer when we were going into this, but I think we made it pretty apparent that like he doesn't like I know the rules like way more than he does. Like to the point where I have like even though I haven't played the game in years, I still have lots of parts of the player's handbook, at least like to a certain degree of memorization. I do have to like double check most of the time, but it is to the point where like I have most things like the general flow of combat like still generally memorized. So yeah, it kind of doesn't help that right now at the very least. I kind of have to like I kind of have to still like we're still kind of in the part where like I have to explain the rules to everyone. Although we're not gonna be, you guys probably didn't see it. I don't think I mentioned it. We're not doing D&D sessions for the next 2 weeks. Mainly because one of our players, Kaori, she's going to be out of town, or she's going on vacation. So, we decided that like for this week, so the Sunday, we're not gonna do any sessions. So that I think they decided that they didn't want to do a session. I left it open to them if they wanted to, and we could just like I could just have control of Kaori, but they decided that they wanted Kaori to be there. And then next week I decided that I'm not gonna hold a session anyways because I need to study for finals, because that's gonna be finals week after that. So we're gonna pick up in about 2 weeks from now. So yeah. So no D&D streams for the next 2 weeks, but. But that just means I have more time to prepare. And honestly, I don't think like thinking about it after like last session, I don't think I've been doing a good job of explaining the rules to my players, mainly because I think it's been so long since I was last a new player that like I don't exactly understand the knowledge difference between me and like my players, who some of them range from like being like lightly versed in D&D 5e to being completely new. So I'm gonna try to like do my best to actually like slow down, try to explain things to them in a way that makes sense instead of just saying, oh, this is how the rules work. I've linked to them some like a series of videos, some Critical Role called Handbook or Helper I watched back in high school that like does a good job of explaining the rules to them, so that next time I don't have to like, for example, tell Puns like that he has to add his strength modifier to his damage rolls, or that like for Kaori what the damage die for a Thorn Whip is again. I think, and especially because like I have to keep a track of a lot of things. I think that's gonna be very helpful for them. So that way, like I don't mind having to explain the rules to them again, but you know, I don't want them to feel like they don't know what they're doing, I guess. I want them to actually feel like they know what they're doing, and like to understand. And once they get a better understanding of the basics, they can start doing more wacky things. So, I think that'll be good, and it'll also help me as a DM because that way, I can like spend less brain power and try to remember the exact rules on how grappling works or something like that, or like how this exact spell works, or how like this game mechanics of spells, and more like I can devote more attention to like stat blocks and keeping track of other things for the campaign. So that would be good. Mm. And I'm also trying to do my best to organize things more. So instead of having everything being opened up in tabs, I've started preparing like a proper like DM screen. So I bought a binder and I bought this notebook so I can like take better notes. Oh God. Yeah, I bought like a notebook to take better notes and everything, and like a binder so I can make a DM screen. Like I'm probably gonna make some printouts for like a comment I would need to know for each session, like a DM, like a makeshift DM screen out of a binder and everything, as well as like probably printouts of like stat blocks to reduce the amount of like switching between tabs I'm gonna have to do on my computer. It'll just make like having things like printed out and on paper is a lot easier to keep track of, at least for me. So yeah, I think that'll be good. And it'll be easier to keep track of things. And yeah, I just think that like it'll be better organization, so hopefully my sessions will be run a bit more smoothly. I just want to like, it has been a while since I was a DM, so I need to improve, as well as teaching my it's a learning process for both me and my players. So blindsided by the updated 2024 stuff. Yeah, I've been learning to navigate through that. We've been playing with like regular like the old 2024 or 2014 rules. Fun fact, since I bought the Obojima thing and I was reading it earlier, I was delighted to see that the Obojima book, Tales from Tall Grass, was actually written for the old 2014 rules. So that's delightful. That means that I won't have to do any bending over backwards to port it to the original 2014 version, instead of it being written for 2024. It just works for the 2014 version, and that's good. Quack. Hi, Amanda with the fake Coco. Oh my god. Hi. How's it going? Alright, let's see here. Oh yeah, that Omojima thing might be good. I just had a thought before stream. I'm basically Dora now. Oh, Mandy the Adventurer. I can see the two little buns. Hi, yeah. I mean, you know what? Maybe when you fully evolve, you could swallow a human in a full bite. That'd be good. That tells me I have to do a double take. Because one tells me that Witch Bolt is 60 feet. Was it originally 60 feet or was it 30 feet in the 2014 version? I don't remember. Actually, Witch Bolt is like one of those spells that like I've never used, because I always get iffy when it comes to spells that require like an attack roll, like Chromatic Orb, or like I guess like also like Catapult, where like if it misses, it does no damage, because like Chromatic Orb and Catapult and Witch Bolt, they all have potentially good like effects if they hit, but then if they miss, they just don't do anything. And then I get sad that I wasted a spell slot for it to do nothing. So that's just me though. Alright. 1 + 1 is 3. You have made Baldy mad. He is coming for you now with the ruler. I don't have a ruler. No, but I used it before now. Is Witch Bolt better in 2024? I haven't played it. I don't know. I like some of the things I did in 2024. I did like a quick read through the rules, but it's just like I don't want to have to learn 2024 right now. So yo, I bought a Barbie. I think I got Barbie from 1960. Yo, I got her for $1. Did you get her from behind, from like the like in the back alley of like an adult store? Actually, don't answer that question. Baldi was a thing I was popular for a bit. You're welcome, RC fan. I'm welcome to the stream. Yeah, everyone remember Baldi's basics. Hmm. "30 feet in 2014. Yeah. Witch Bolt was just one of those spells that I never used, just because it seemed a little bit jank to use. And then when I waste a spell slot on it, so... Confusion 100. Yeah, don't worry, it's D&D stuff. Witch Bolt is a first level spell. What's a it's a first order spell. Okay, I get like always I used to get confused on like what leveled spells mean, especially when I first started out, because you have like your player levels, right? But so then what's a spell level? I think it's like because like your player level goes up to 20, but then like the spell level only goes up to 9. I think spell level is actually a bad way of putting it. I think order is a better way of saying it, like an order of magnitude. So you have first order spells, which are like the first order of magnitude. Those are like the weakest spells other than like cantrips, which are like 0th order spells. And you have second order spells, third order spells, up to like the 9th order spells, or like 9th tier spells, which are the highest. I think that's a better way of thinking of spells. So yeah, Witch Bolt is like a Witch Bolt is like a first order spell, so it's like one of the weaker spells. You basically like do a Palpatine, like Emperor Palpatine Force Lightning at someone, and then if you hit, you like cause like you maintain like your like lightning connection to them, and then on each of your turns you can like do a random type of damage to them. So like it's literally just like you're hitting them with electricity basically. The range is farther. It was a notoriously awful spell. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think saying like first order spell is like a more intuitive way, or like saying orders like spell order instead of like spell level, I think is a more intuitive way, or like spell magnitude is like a better way of putting it than spell level, because I definitely got confused on like what level spell meant when I was first starting out. I was like 1990, but she's like in the 1960s. I wasn't into Barbie as a kid, so I wouldn't know. Oh my god, my sister's been getting into like my sister's been getting into card games. She doesn't, I don't know what point of the card game I don't know at what part of the card game obsession she's into right now. She sent me a text yesterday or today, I think, being like, "Hey, you need to teach me Yu-Gi-Oh, Kurtis, because I'm trying to get a job at a card store, and they say at minimum need to know how to play the Pokemon TCG and the Yu-Gi-Oh TCG." And I was like, "Okay, sure, whatever." Boot up. I was like, "Okay, sure." Like, go download Yu-Gi-Oh Duel Links or Yu-Gi-Oh Master Duel and start practicing, before I get home so I can teach you. And then I was like, wait a second, you don't play the Pokemon TCG either. You're just like collecting the cards. And then she just gave me a :V face. So I just think she wants to work at a card store so she can get the pre-releases early. Which I mean, I guess gay for her having a job. I guess I shouldn't take that away from her, but I don't know. Yeah, I was wondering, like, maybe like I had like a thought like right before stream, like maybe what if I did like a D&D campaign, like a D&D like one-shot session, but with chat. But then I thought, like, I don't know how to do that really. Like, do I pick out specific chat members? Do I have all of chat just basically say out actions and then they control one character? And I don't at the same time, like, if I just pick out specific people from chat, I don't know if I'd want to do that, because then like I don't want to prioritize like one chat member or a couple chat members above everyone else by picking them out to like be a player. So I kind of shot down the idea immediately. That would be a cool idea, but I think unless it was like all of chat controls one character, I don't think it would be a good thing to do, unfortunately. So it was a cool idea, but I think we'll shut it down. Chat votes, yeah, but then it would like take forever, I guess. And then I have to decide like what to do for chat for them anyways. I guess that you could do it like the way Doug did with one of his streams, where like, you know, you have like every encounter you pick out like a random chat member to play, to roleplay as like one of the characters that you have predetermined, and then once that encounter is done, you pick a new chat member. I guess that would be an interesting way of doing it. I don't know. And then there's even the question of like, would I have enough people in chat willing to participate that I could like reasonably rotate like that, or would it end up being like I'm playing with like the same 2 people the entire like stream? That might be awkward. It was just a random thought. I didn't really entertain it beyond just like, I guess, that initial thought and then what I'm talking about right now. Although I guess since I'm like a small streamer right now, I have the liberty of being like, oh, that stitching looks awful. I'm gonna undo that a little bit. I guess since I'm a bit of a small streamer right now, I have the liberty to like be like, yeah, we're just gonna pick out like the 2 chat members willing to participate right now, and then like play with them. But then I feel like that might set a bad precedent for the future. Like, if I do end up having more like I don't know, would that set a bad precedent for the future or something like that? And then would that also like being like prioritizing chat members? I don't know. So I think we'll just shoot down the idea, unfortunately. Choose your path. Yeah, I suppose so. That'd be like storytelling though. Maybe actually, you know what? Maybe that'd be a cool idea for like the pick your own adventure things like Markiplier does. That would be a lot of work, but you could do like a choose your own adventure thing where like you have like a D&D campaign, and then you can like at the end of the video with the end card, you can choose a certain video to go down as like your path for what thing you choose, and that like it could be like a D&D campaign. That'd be a really cool idea. I don't have the time to execute on that though, but that would be a really cool idea. Oh god, and I'd have to like prepare so many visual aids. Oh god, that would be so much work. Jeez. Okay, no, I'm not a full production team. I'm only one person. Yeah. Ugh. That would be so cool to pull off though. That's actual knowledge of familiar with D&D rules. Yeah, I think at that point it would just kind of like, because obviously I'm not gonna do like if I would do like a thing where like I just described where it's like Markiplier choose your own thing. Very obviously, I wouldn't like what? Very obviously, I wouldn't like do like videos for every single scenario. Like, oh yeah, you guys went into a combat scenario, and then like have like branching paths for like, oh, you rolled above their AC for this attack, you rolled below their AC for this attack, or you decided to cast a spell. And then like it's like 5 turns of combat, and all of a sudden there's like 50 branching paths. That would be so bad. So I think it would definitely be like very simple, like not really D&D, more like just role playing, like telling a story type thing. So yeah, unless I was really insane and wanted to come up with like one for like every single possible scenario of what happened. Jesus. Okay. Oh my god. Maybe Call of Cthulhu would be better for that kind of thing then, because I think for Call of Cthulhu, you just roll like a D8 or something like that, and like the rules are very simplified compared to Dungeons and Dragons, where like combat is just sort of like, hey, you just describe an effect and then you roll like a dice, and then if you roll, I think it's opposite where like rolling low is good, rolling high is bad. So if you roll low, then it works out. If you roll high, then it doesn't. And then it's very, I think Call of Cthulhu is very simplified compared to Dungeons and Dragons. So maybe a Call of Cthulhu thing would be more fitting than Dungeons and Dragons, that kind of story thing. But at that point, I probably wouldn't even call it Call of Cthulhu or Dungeons and Dragons. I'd probably just call it like storytelling, something like that. Man, all of these good ideas, and don't have enough time or like the expertise to put any of this in motion. Damn. Write that down. Maybe one day, if I ever get like 1 million subs, which I won't, but if I ever do, maybe I'll put that into action. God, I hope I don't get I hope I don't get to 1,000,000 subs. That might sound really weird, but like, I kind of, I think I enjoy streaming the way it is now. Like, I really enjoy like the more chill vibe of like just being able to like, of having the ability to talk to like individual chat members, having the ability to read every single chat message and everything like that. It's a lot more chill and everything. And I'm honestly not like streaming for like views or trying to like get famous or anything, or even from like for like monetization. I just like doing it. I honestly like this like laid back vibe, and I don't, yeah, I don't know if I want that kind of fame in my life, honestly. But I don't know. I just like things the way they are now. I'm not opposed to change. I think change is good though, and I think what I'm more concerned about, rather than getting famous, is that I want to improve myself. I want to constantly try to like improve and make better content, better forms of content, and push myself to like new creative heights. Which, spoilers, I'm working on a project. It's been a long time in the making, so hopefully it comes out really well. But yeah, I think I'm more focused on like self-improvement rather than trying to get fame, because I think whatever skills I learn here, I think do translate. They have been translating, and then they will translate into my real life. Well, I guess this is my real life. I mean, but I think they will translate to like the rest of my life, and like they have been so far, and I don't know. I think it's really good. Okay, let's see. Feels like life advice. I don't know how much life advice you can get from like YouTube. I guess it's more like life advice for myself, I guess. But this, I don't know, this has really been a really good experience for me, I think, being like doing YouTube and everything, because it's really helped me out with like self-organization, like putting myself on a path, wanting to stick with it, like putting myself like on a path and having to stick with it, setting goals for myself, like having goals to meet in order to like keep moving forward and keep pushing myself. Like I always have goals I want to meet, and like for YouTube and making content, and I don't know, it's just always been like really good for like self-improvement, I think. And also like reaching out, I suppose, although I don't do that much money anymore because I don't do that many collabs. I really should set up some collabs, but I'm always like, yeah, I'll work on it later, and then I don't. So, but it has been really good for me personally. So, but I think it's been good because I've been learning to meet my own expectations and trying to figure out like doing things that like I actually like, that first of all are productive, but second of all are something I actually enjoy doing is nice, because school is like, I guess it's productive, but also it's like not something I particularly always enjoy doing. So I think being able to like do like have a space where I can just do the things that I enjoy, but present them in a manner where it's something productive, and like it's a sort of like work, has helped me like I don't know, I feel like streaming has helped me like help my workflow management, because and like just like discovering things about myself, because it's like pushing myself to discover things that like I didn't know I liked, and you know, learning that like work doesn't have to be a slog, I guess. I don't know, it's been really good for me. I like streaming, but not something I recommend for everyone. And honestly, like, it's a miracle that I ended up liking being a VTuber. It would have been so bad when I started out if I dropped like 2K on a model. I'm not even gonna be shy about that. I dropped like 2K on my original model. If I dropped that much money, and then I dropped out of VTubing for like after like half a year. Like, I had no streaming experience before I decided I was gonna be a VTuber, and um it I'm so happy that it ended up working out and that I didn't like quit like because I barely had any social experience like yeah, forget like streaming experience. I barely had any social experience going into streaming, so I'm so glad that it worked out. Like I could not be more grateful. Stage fright before streaming. I think, I guess it is kind of like stage fright. I think I was a bit nervous too when I first started streaming, but I think the way I think of it is that streaming is my own personal space, and the things that I do on stream are like, it's a reflection of like the things that I like to do. If people don't like the same things that I like, then they're free to like come and go. But I think that if like whatever I'm doing, if it's like, I think the best thing to do is not to like do things that pander to like other people's interests, but to do things that like fit your interest, and then people will naturally come along. People who have the same interests as you or like that kind of thing will naturally come along and stick around. So I've always treated this as just sort of like a space where I can just do, you know, the things that I like. Like this is my free space to just be myself, and yeah, this is what like my channel has always been. My channel has always been more like a document, more like I've always thought of my channel less of like trying to like get fame or like just a place to like this is like for me personally, maybe this doesn't apply to you, but I've always treated this as a space where like instead of trying to get famous or like appeal like to a crowd, it's more of like a this has always been more of a space to just relax, unwind, and just be myself, I guess. Like a space where I can just share with the world things that I like, and more to like document my progress as a person on my journey to improve myself. So yeah, I think maybe one day I'll look back at my live stream catalog and I'll cringe looking at my very first stream, seeing what I was like back then, and then seeing how I improved and, you know, how I changed over time to now, like to the end of my streams, whenever that may be. So that's how I've always personally looked at streaming. So I think that maybe that's a healthier way of looking at it, rather than trying to be focused on like the process of getting views or stressing out about views or subs. I think a better way of looking at it is to just be yourself and just do the things that interest you, and try not to worry too much about views. I will say though, you'd have to be a saint to not worry about subs or views. It took me a very long time to stop worrying about it as much, because as much as I would like tell myself that I didn't really care about views, I definitely do care about views and like subs to an extent. Like it is a little bit disheartening, but take heart. It's very hard at the beginning, but I think having like goals and remembering that I was doing that I'm doing streaming not for like, more so like for myself and to like try to improve myself, was definitely the what helped keep me going, even when I used to have streams where like there would be 0 viewers the whole time. So it's a sad reality, but it's that's how at the very least, like that's how I handled it, you know, as a VTuber that didn't have like immediate success upon starting out. So I would say try not to get discouraged and keep trying to push yourself to do things. And I think if you work hard enough, or if you work hard enough, then you'll make something out of it. I think it'll work out someday. But yeah, my advice is try not to worry too much about views or anything as well. Just to have fun doing it rather than all that view jazz, you know? Okay, let's see. So the plan here for now is I'm saying on your fridge it's 32 degrees Celsius in my area. 32 degrees Celsius is like that's like in the 80s, isn't it? That's like, yeah, that's like in the 80s, I think. Yeah, like 80s, almost 90s Fahrenheit. So yeah, that's a wow. All right, I mean, pretty warm. It's not as warm as like summer, but all right. Aren't you a fire type though? Don't you like the hot? Or is it like a humid hot? I don't know. I guess fire types are like the dry heat better than the humid heat. Okay. How do I want to handle this? Because the piping plover over here on the little back has like a gray tail. Question is how I would handle something like that. If I sew this together, what would that look like? Maybe I shouldn't have sewed this together yet. I think what I'm gonna do is probably cut out a bit like this, and then make this gray. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Okay. Here we go. Okay, like that. There's feeling your fridge. How did it fit in there? Isn't it like, isn't feel like 5 feet in diameter or something like that? Feel. I don't even think my fridge could fit a feel in there. How do you get in there? Feel is... Okay, no, it's not 5. It's like 2 feet. Okay, so it's like a 2-foot ball. Okay, maybe it could fit in there. Okay. Okay, good. I want a feel. It looks so, like, blubbery. Like, they look like they'd be so much fun to sleep with. Like, you could just, like a little pillow guy. They'd be so nice. It might be cold, though. But, that's fine. It's like the cold side of the pillow, you know? Okay. Little spiel, guys. Okay. Let's see here. Fluffy Larvesta for a cold winter night. That'd be so nice. Larvesta is so cute. I love Larvesta. Larvesta is such a cute little guy. Oh my god. I don't care that he's a bug. Pokemon makes the cutest bugs. The Larvesta. I'll show you a picture. It's the pre-evolution of Volcarona. Larvesta. They should make a bug type legendary. Bug types are so... Bug types, like, I don't know. They should really make a bug type legendary. Here we go. You know, I always, like, got weirded out by Larvesta because when I saw, like, the black and white sprite, I thought, like, it was just, like, a singular cyclopean eye. Like, it was, like, a big black eye with one, like, blue pupil or, like, iris. But then I realized that, like, those are his little arms down there. Like, that big like white thing over the top of his like black patch right there is his face. He's got two little like eyes on each side, like two little derpy eyes on each side, like this. Here, look at this. Look at this. That's so cute. Look at that. Like they have like two little eyes and like little tuft of hair in front. Like like they would be so cute. Look at them. Like look at these little guys. They just look like they look so kind of edgy in like the artwork, but like that's just the angle. Look at these little guys. They're just looking like, oh my god. Like the front on view of these guys is so cute. They're just tiny little guys with just like a hood hair kind of thing sticking over the top. Like they're just yeah, no, they're just cute little guys. Like looking at them front on is just so good. I don't know, they just look so nice. They like they're so much cuter when you look at them front on, cause like then you can really see like both eyes, and it's like, oh my god, ugh, I love them. Misty with how she reacts to bug types. I mean, I guess a little bit. I do think that some of the bug types are a little bit weirder. This is definitely one of the cuter ones though. I think Florvest is one of the cuter ones, just with his little arms out in front that just dangle, and then he just got like these cute two little eyes. I don't know. Mythical but no bug type legendary. Yeah, it's crazy how the first bug type that could learn the fly move was not even a flying type. And I think every single bug type Pokemon that can learn fly isn't flying type. Which I think right now is like what? Genesect and Vikavolt. And I think that's it. Right? Isn't that it? I don't think there's any other bug types that can learn fly. I'm pretty sure. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I would love to be wrong, but I feel like I'm right. Barbecue vents get used as well. Well, I mean, they gotta feed you good at the end though, right? Like, honestly, holding a Fuecoco at night though would be really cool. Would be really not cool, literally cool, but that'd be really cute too. Fuecoco I would like. Okay. Yeah, I think this is good. So we'll do this, and then I'll cut out another one of these for the back. Okay, yeah, so let's cut out another one of these too. Naming a bug type to different Pokemon to troll players. Troll trainers. You guys have seen the Arceus flying. I've showed this on stream before. Arceus flying, Arceus steel. Arceus steel, Arceus flying. Here we go. And naming your Pokemon other things. Look at this. Pokemon Showdown. Arceus use Earthquake. It doesn't affect the Pokemon that foes Arceus Steel. It's a flying type Arceus named Arceus Steel, so that they think that it's Arceus. They think that you can see though. It's just Arceus. Like, Arceus' name doesn't change if it's like Arceus flying or anything, but they changed next time, so they thought it'd be a steel type Arceus because they have really Arceus steel, like steel type Arceus, Arceus flying have really similar color schemes. So like, you just use Earthquake, and it's immune because it's not steel type Arceus. I didn't have to explain it, but I love this so much. The chat in the corner just kills me every time. Look at them. Oh my god, I love this. Oh yeah, and then there's the it gets worse the longer you look at it meme Pokemon. Or let's see here. Let's see here. Here you go. Yeah, this is one of my favorites. Here, I'm just gonna leave this on the screen for a little bit, and let's just see, like, you guys. I'm gonna leave that on screen for a little bit. You guys can figure out what's wrong with that. Like all of the things. Okay. Tell me if you can figure out everything that's wrong with it the more you look at it, guys. Okay. Where's the thing? Where's the thing that I put on the thing? The names. Yep. There's more. There's more that's wrong. Alright, alright. You guys have figured out the surface level things. What else is wrong? Thunderbolt? Yup, you figured that out. What else? Actually, I wonder. Something I may have never considered before. Let's see. Oh yeah, no, it's fine. Never mind. Okay. What is a Rhyhorn doing in the middle of the ocean? There you go. You got it. There's that. Also, the Squirtle Zubat doesn't have a gender. Oh man, I fucking And then also, electric type moves shouldn't even affect a ground type anyways, but I mean, I guess it's not a ground type. It's because it's an Abra, and also because it's also actually Razor Leaf, so I guess it's fine. God, I love freaking. I love this. I don't know. I just like looking at this. It's so funny. Okay. Let's cut these out. I think these are good to paste on. So we'll do this. Okay. Try something with my own creativity. Go for it, man. Honestly, do whatever you want. I implore you. Clearly a cosplaying Zubat and trying to using cosplaying rather than cosplaying Abba for wearing the wrong costume to the convention. It's like those PJ-esque, it's like those Project Psychotic memes of like, guess who didn't read the group chat. Okay. Okay. Get one of these pink versions. There we go. There. Do I just sew this on top? Nah, we'll cut it out. I'm actually like, I'm like hoping and coping that this looks good. Like, I don't know if it will, so. We're just gonna hope for the best, I guess. See if this looks like decent and I'm not making a horrible mistake by cutting out this white part of the body. I could just leave it white, but I want to get the plumage as close as possible. Okay. now fit like a puzzle piece right there. Okay. Yeah. Okay. My sewing needle. Let's get the white thread this time. Right here. Okay. I feel like I'm taking too long on this, but I mean, I don't really have like a time limit for this stream. So I can just stream for as long as I want, honestly. But... Whoop. Whoop. Here we go. Ugh, okay. The plush spinning. Is that like the world spinning? Wait, I gotta double check something. Okay, no, I should sew you in, because this is the side this is the one that I actually drew on. So I need this one to be the one I sew with. Okay. Hi, welcome back, Pigeons in the Trench Coat. Alright. When is the next Deltarune chapter coming out? That game really is gonna take 999 years, isn't it? It's gonna come out once the heat death of the universe goes through. After the heat death of the universe, and Toby Fox is still gonna be around. He's gonna have, he and Temmie are gonna, Temmie Chang are gonna have created immortality machines just so they can finish the game. Toby Fox is probably working as a composer most of his time. He probably is just doing Deltarune at his off time. He's probably not even like doing Deltarune full time as development, which is probably why it's taking so long. Because he's probably getting like job offers from like Nintendo and other big companies to do music composition work. If I had to take a guess. Looking for expected release with the Switch 2? Really? Okay, you know what? I guess I was right. He was getting job offers from Nintendo. Okay, I guess I was right in the money, huh? Oi, I'm Temmie. I want to go to Quilleg. Hi, I'm Bob. Oh my god, I love Temmie. Wait, I'm Temmie. Don't mind the fact that Temmie has both animal ears and regular ears, 2 sets of ears. It's the meme of like, do like the Kimono memes from like anime, like the cat people. Do they have like 1 set of ears? Do they have human ears, or like do they not have human ears? I guess. Okay. Okay. Ah! Okay. They hear twice, I guess. Maybe. As a cat people, I don't know. What? Yeah, what's... I like how most of the time they just cover it up by like having like the big, like the hair over the ears. Like, actually, I don't even think your black cat, like your character has like, you can even see like if the human ears are there because of the hair. Is it like Schrodinger's ears? You don't like Schrodinger's like cat ears? You don't know if you have human ears or not? Elon Musk will give us our answer once he finishes making cat people, surely. I don't know. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with having both. Like, I have 2 ears and I only hear once. Maybe it's the same thing for like cat people. I don't know. I think honestly, it can be whatever you want. If you want your cat people to have cat ears, or fox ears and human ears, it's totally fine. I like how Genshin Impact solved the problem by like having Yae Miko's like they have her fox ears like pointed down, like swayed down with her hair. So then like they point down, and so she can wear earrings like in the and they show up in the place where like normal human ears would be. So her ears never perk up; they're swayed down with her hair, and then she has earrings. So then they like that. So then because her ears are swayed down, they appear where normal human ears would be. That was an elegant way of doing it. Bald once, but I still covered it with hair. I don't think I've ever seen my model bald before. I think when I first started out, I don't know. I think maybe our mama asked if I wanted a bald toggle, and I was like, why would I ever want that? And then Plum once, like when before she was like debuted, she flashbanged me with like her bald toggle, and I was like my eyes bald. Mr. Krabs, I have an idea. A bald, yeah, I guess a bald toggle is like kind of common. I don't have a bald toggle. I was like, why would I ever need a bald toggle? That's like so weird. And then I figured out like, oh yeah, a lot of YouTubers have bald toggles because why the frick not? It's funny. Yeah, I don't have one. I may be misremembering though. It might have also been like Plum showed me that she had a bald toggle, and I was like, I never even considered that as an option. It was one of those two histories. I don't remember which one at this point because it's been so long. Okay. Yeah, I don't remember which history it is, but I don't think I want a bald toggle. I am very idol-like, I guess, and I don't think you guys need to see me without hair. I don't even want to see myself without hair. I like my hair. My hair is very hua. It's like gives it always like is so weird whenever I get a haircut because my hair is like pretty like voluminous, I guess. Like it's like people have always been like, you have like fluffy hair. It's like, but like I really do. Like my hair like takes up like a lot of volume on my head. So like especially like on the sides of my head. So whenever I get like a haircut, and you can like kind of see it on my model too if you like look, but like how like my hair like goes out to the side a lot. It gets really weird because when I get a haircut, and especially they cut it on the sides, all of a sudden my face looks very slim. Like I guess like my head like just like it looks like really weird because like my head like changes, like has like a different shape almost. Like instead of like looking like roundish, kind of cute, I guess. I mean that's how I think of myself at least. Like suddenly I end up looking like a lot more like, I guess it like brings out my jawline more or something. Like I look a lot more like mature for some reason whenever I feel like whenever I get a haircut. And I'm like, I don't like this. I want to go back to how I was before. Like I always like look forward to like, they never do a bad job with the haircut. I just like my hair when it's long, because it adds more volume to my head and makes it look rounder. So, and like a lot of my outfits take advantage of that. I don't have like, so I don't know. I just prefer it when my hair is like longer, and it gives my head like that. It gives my head like more volume, I guess. Like I already have a big head, but like it just sort of rounds it out rather than like. Because otherwise, like, my face is pretty slim, I feel like. I don't know. So, I always, like, I don't know. They never do a bad job with my haircut. I just prefer it when my hair is, like, longer. So, it adds more volume to my head, I guess. Okay. There we go. Come on. Ugh. There we go. You have a long hair. I guess I do have, like, long-ish hair. It's not long enough to, like, do ponytails and stuff, but, like, it's decently long. It's not short, definitely. Also, hi, Nam. Welcome. Oh, it fell out of my... Come on. Sometimes thread is too long, sometimes thread is too short. It's a battle. Always. Between having long thread and short threads when you're sewing. When the thread is like long, it takes longer to make a sew or to make a stitch because you have to pull all that length of thread. But when the stitches are short, then then it's like a lot harder to keep the thread in the sewing needle. It'll just fall out sometimes. Okay, there we go. Also, since we were talking about Obojima earlier, like the D&D book that I was talking about, and since it's been on my mind, since like Obojima, I guess like that that D&D setting, it has like, it's sort of based in like retro modern Japan sort of setting, and like there's a lot of like, it's like a Studio Ghibli type inspired thing. It's really making me want to like publish this homebrew like D&D race, or I guess species they call it now, D&D species that I made a few years back. That would like fit in really well in Obojima. Like I've never really published it because it's so hard. It's been really hard to balance the idea I had for that race, for that species option. But like, it would fit really well in Obojima, and it's just something I've been wanting to publish, like to do for a while. So maybe I'll like publish it on like Reddit or something, and then get feedback to try to refine the idea. But it's something I've been working on for a while again. Platform 8 again. We can do Exit 8. I don't know if I want to play Platform 8 again, but we could definitely do Exit 8. I wanted to play Oh no, I think you know what? I'm gonna text Vic right now. Vic! Wait, hold on. Maybe Vic is still watching the stream. Vic! Victory! Victory! Are you here? Okay, that guys, if he doesn't text, then if he doesn't respond, then I'll just like text him. But I should play Hospital 666 with him. It's like Exit 8 or like Platform 8, but it's multiplayer. I'm gonna set that collab up for next week with Vic. That'd be a fun thing to do. But yeah, I've been yeah, I don't know. I wanna publish it on like Reddit or something, I guess, just to see what people think. But of that little like thing I made for D&D a while ago. I'm really proud of it, but I just don't know if it like. I'm really proud of it, and I think I think I did a pretty good job on it, but just because of the mechanics, I don't know if I want to like. I mean, if you guys want to know, I guess I'll share it, but like, I'm like debating whether I want to keep it a surprise, 'cause I like keeping surprises, but it's a cool idea. I just don't know. It's like, it's inherently a bit complex, and I did my best to streamline it, but it's just a bit weird. So, okay, let's do this. Where's the... Okay, let's do this one, and then we can sew these up a little bit. Okay. You. Okay. Yeah. Adding a new update on the poster on the train. I don't know if I'm gonna revisit the game just to see like a singular new poster, but sure. Okay. Maybe I'll do that in my free time, and I'll like make a YouTube post about it. Okay. Let's cut this out. Okay. I guess I'll share it because I'm talking about it. The idea I had a long time ago was to make like, basically like there's not really like a race or like a species or like a racial option. I guess I'll just say race because that's what I mean. I guess like I'll take a species actually, because that's what D&D kind of wants to use in modern times. But I guess one of the things I kind of wanted to do was that there's not really an option. There's not really like a any like there's not really a race like a species option in modern D&D that incorporates like what that incorporates like shapeshifting as like a I guess as like a racial trait. I guess I'm just gonna say that because I don't know how it's like the terminology is all weird, but like yeah, there's no racial trait for like shapeshifting. So my idea was to make a yokai species like that you could pick as like a racial option for D&D 5e. It's gone through a lot of different iterations just because the rules there aren't like clear easy to understand easy rules that I can just point to for how to shape shifting in Dungeons and Dragons. Each form of shapeshifting always has its own unique mechanics. Shapeshifting as a wild shape is different than shapeshifting with polymorph or being forced to turn someone into a beast. So it's never really clear, and shapeshifting has always just sort of been a bit of a weird thing to do as a it's always been an awkward mechanic in D&D, but I did my best to streamline it for yokai. So but it's been a very hard thing to try to balance, mainly because one, I don't have the liberty different from changeling. Yes, it is different from changeling because it's my idea was that changeling is kind of a shape changer, like a shapeshifter, where you can change your appearance, but I wanted something that was true shapeshifting, where your stats actually change and stuff. So the idea with yokai is that, or at the very least, these aren't specifically yokai. I use the term yokai because that's when people think of yokai, they usually think of the shape-shifting animals. So you think of nekomata or kitsune or tanuki. But there's also yokai is just sort of a term for supernatural creatures in Japan anyways. So as sort of the flavor, it's yeah, in other settings normal fantasy settings, you're a traveler. So most people just call you a yokai. But in your homelands where for example, a setting like Obojima, where yokai are commonplace, or supernatural creatures like that are commonplace, then specifically you would be known as a bakemono, which is a changed animal. So I wrote a bunch of different options, different sub-race options for different yokais, but the thing they all have in common is that it's a true shape-shifting race in the sense that you can either you have three forms. You have a hybrid form. You have your hybrid form, which is your normal form. It's a mix of it's a humanoid animal. You have a human form, and then you also have an animal form, which basically uses completely different stats. You actually turn into that sort of animal. So it's instead of being changeling where you just change appearance, it's more of you can actually shapeshift between different forms that actually work mechanically differently. So for example, in your human form, you don't have your dark vision, and you don't have your dark vision, and then in your animal form, you can't speak at all, or you can't speak at all, or cast spells, or use your hands, but you have different movement features and stuff like that. It's basically a way to truly feel you're actually shapeshifting as an animal, which I wanted to do. But the problem with doing it as a race is that I think D&D, the way Wizard of the Coast likes to write character race options or species options, is that they like writing them as simply as possible, so that they're easy to understand and they're simplified and everything. And the problem with balancing a yokai my yokai species idea is that, first of all, it's true shapeshifting, and you're using an actual different stat block, at least for your animal form. So it's so you're using it's harder to like yeah, you're using like an actual stat block, a different stat block for your animal form. So you have to use like the weird, like rules for shapeshifting that everything else does. So it's inherently a bit complex and wordy. And the other really complex part about it is that I don't know how much, like I can't really judge how overpowered the race is, like how strong the race is, because I feel like complexity kind of adds complexity to like a on a race, like in D&D, kind of adds to like it's kind of like analogous to like difficulty, or like how over like to strength in some character races. So the idea is that like it's really hard to yeah, they don't really have much differences anymore. So it's I like the sub race thing is sort of like a leftover of like the way I originally wrote it, because I wrote it for like a couple years back. So it's definitely more for 2014. But it's like, how do you handle it? Like, would I tried to simplify the stat blocks like as much as I can. Like you can't, I don't want to do like true like shapeshifting like wild shape where you have to take like a base stat block and then modify it a bunch. So I also didn't want to do like true shapeshifting, or like, I don't want to do shapeshifting like changeling where it's like hey, yeah, you can switch between either like a human form or like an animal form, which is like tiny. Other than that, your statistics remain unchanged. Like, I don't want to do it like that, because it's like otherwise like it's kind of just a stat. It's kind of just like if I simplified it that much, then like you would just kind of be a tiny creature. You just kind of be able to change size, and then like there wouldn't be much gameplay differences. So it like they wouldn't feel like you're actually like playing as like a different, like as like an animal. You would just kind of be a tiny version of yourself if I simplified it that much. So what I did was taking inspiration from like the new summoning spells that they introduced in like Tasha's Cauldron of Everything and like the Steel Defender. I made it so like each form has their own like stat block that I can like custom tune, and then it's just like oh yeah, sometimes you use your proficiency bonus in this place, or like it's just like I just have the intelligence, wisdom, and charisma slots blanked out because you just keep your own ones. So I tried to strike a balance like that, but it's also really hard to balance because unlike, for example, Shifter, where like you can only shapeshift into like a bestial form a number of times, it's like unlimited access to your animal forms because shapeshifting is supposed to be natural. So I have to also balance like these extra animal forms as if like adding them was their own like because basically whatever I give to these animal forms is essentially giving like the player like an extra racial trait. So like I like so basically, like for example, if I put like keen smell on like a cat, right? Then because the player always has access to the cat form, I'm essentially giving them keen smell as a permanent trait on top of what I'm already giving them. So trying to do shapeshifting is like it goes beyond like just like keen smell, because it's also like, what about movement options? Cats get like climbing speeds in their normal stat blocks, but like if I give a cat like climbing speed, then I'm essentially like adding climbing speed as a trait for this specific subrace for cats. So it's been really hard trying to figure out trying to balance every single aspect of this, like, which is why I spent like a few years like trying to work out the kinks. It's just been like very, very strange to try to yeah, no, it's just been very strange to balance. I don't know. I've done the best that I can trying to strike a balance between feeling like you're actually truly shapeshifting and not adding, and like not writing it in a way in that it feels like your character has more options than other characters, which is really hard considering like all the extra movement speed. Like you can basically change between movement speed, you can change between sizes, and everything. It's been a difficult balance. I think like literally today I decided that I'm just not gonna give keen senses like keen smell or keen hearing to any of the like stat blocks, I kept that for a very long time, like the keeping the keen smell and the keen smell and everything. I took out pack tactics pretty quickly. Anything that had pack tactics, I pretty much just took it out because I didn't want anything to, you know, the whole controversy with like kobolds getting pack tactics. I figured that was not a good idea, and it's not. None of the animal forms are really like combat focused anyways. So I just took that out. And then I think today I said it'd probably be best if I took out keen smell and keen hearing, because it was really hard to decide like if I give that to a player, then a player would be incentivized to just sort of like to transform back into their animal form and then argue with their DM like, hey, I want to try to use my smell with keen smell to try to and like smell things out so I can get advantage on this perception check. So, and it's really hard deciding like what should get keen smell, what should get keen hearing. Should dogs get both, because dogs were like the only one that gets both keen hearing and keen smell. So it was like really hard trying to balance what should get keen hearing or the keen senses, and I just decided that maybe it's best if I just don't, because that's like an extra trait, and I don't think they need, on top of like having like the ability to basically change their size at will so they can fit into smaller places and stuff like that. I decided that it would probably be better to like not have keen senses as a trait at all, so I just took that out. And yeah, I think right now, after all the tinkering I've done, it's not like it's at a point where I think I'm confident enough in that I can like at least publish a first draft and get feedback. Maybe like if you guys are interested or anything, I can like post it. I can like post a link to the Reddit link if I want to post it anywhere, so you guys can test it out for yourselves if you like. But yeah, but I do like at the very least like wanna. I think it's at a point where like I'd be willing to share it with the world a little bit and see what people think. I guess people think of it. It's just that there's a bit of inherent complexity with like it's been I'm very proud of it, but it's also just sort of like a very complex thing to do anyways, because shapeshifting is inherently kind of weird. I know they had new shapeshifting rules for 2024, but after looking at it, I still think it would be just as complex as if I tried to do it like regularly anyways. So yeah, it's a very difficult thing to balance, like trying to figure out like what like how the differences in stat blocks play out, and like how like basically just like anything that you give in a stat block is essentially like a new trait, like racial trait you're giving to this race. So it was pretty hard to do, but I was tinkering at it with all the tinkering I've done. It is probably at a point where like I can be like, yeah, I'm gonna try publishing this and see what people think online. So if anyone's interested, I don't know. Are you guys interested? Would you guys be interested in that? Anyone who plays D&D 5e? Because if anyone of you are, maybe I'll post it on. I'll like do a simultaneous like. After I post it online, I'll post it like yeah, I'll post it like, and then like on my YouTube channel, and then I can get I can post the same link on my YouTube channel, and then you guys can give some feedback as well. But yeah, it's just been a very awkward thing to balance for all this time. Okay. Let's sew this up, and then this back part up and see how it looks. Yeah, but I think I am pretty proud of it. I think I did a good job of... I did a lot of research into yokai lore, and I think I did a pretty good job of making it feel like a supernaturally shifting, like, shapeshifter option for players. So I hope people like it. I feel like I have a pretty good grasp on D&D 5e's mechanics, but I don't think that like the way I view the balance of the game is probably universal. So it would be very interesting to see what people think of as feedback once I publish it. But yeah, it's because of how inherently complex shapeshifting is. It's been a balance. It's been hard to strike a balance between like what is too much complexity, what is not enough, or like it's basically trying to decide like I have cool ideas for like supernatural features you could give for each of these sub races to play into the folklore of yokai. But the question is like, when is it too much? When is it like, is this too much complexity compared to like what I already have going on? Because I already have a very complex I already have something very complex going on. So while I am proud of it, and I think I did my best to simplify it in a way that doesn't make it feel like I did my best to simplify it in a way that I think still tries to keep the feel of like actually being a shapeshifter. It has been a very difficult thing to balance. So and I would be willing to be open to suggestions, maybe further simplifying the stat blocks to just sort of being like, you can pick from one a land beast, a land beast, or like an amphibious beast, or like or like an aquatic beast. I didn't want to do one that was like flying because giving character. I really had an idea for like a sparrow sub race for yokai. I could just like one that's based off of like a yokai that's based off of a bird, like a sparrow one. I had an idea for a sparrow one, but I ended up just deleting it altogether because it's already complex enough, and I don't like want to. Yeah, sparrow. I did call it actually sparrow. Suzume. I like that. There's no Suzume yokai, but I just wanted to make one because I like the word, and I think it's probably because of the movie, but also like it's I don't know. I just had one in my, I just created one, I guess, but it wasn't. I don't know. Giving players as like a flying option at level 1 is always something that needs to be handled with care in like D&D 5e. So like very often like there are like D&D species that like have access to wings, either don't get them immediately, they get them at like a later level, or like they are like Irakakra, they're saddled with like drawbacks. And considering how complex my race, like the yokai thing I was making already was, I thought it was a bit too much. I didn't think I don't know. I didn't see a good way of balancing flight as a mechanic for my thing, considering how hard it was already to balance. And I didn't think I needed to anyways, because flight is already a thing you could do. And yeah, I don't know. That's just like one of those things that's like, I don't know how to balance, like, I don't want to have to get into the whole, like, how do I balance flight with this thing I'm already really trying really hard to like balance already. So I just ended up like giving up on the sparrow one. I think it would have been a cool idea, but I just couldn't think of a way to make it balanced with like how I was already working on it. Even though I like sparrows are cute, but I don't know, I just couldn't do it. It was too hard, unfortunately. Yo, Suzume. Yeah, no, I've been trying to like do deep cuts. I didn't really mind if it's like if it was like a deep cut. It didn't have to be like a famous one. So I've got 9 options right now. I've got obviously I have Kitsune and Tanuki, because those are the most famous bakemono. I also like Bakeneko, or like Nekomara, so like cat ones, and then Mujina, which are badgers. Those are probably the most famous ones, but I've also got some that aren't necessarily shape-shifting bakemono. So I've got Inugami, which I mean are technically yokai, but they're not specifically bakemono. It's more like being possessed by the spirit of a dog spirit. But I turned it into one of them anyways, and I gave it the friends cantrip, so to represent possession. And I also had the moon rabbit. I don't know if you knows the legend of the rabbit and the moon, but it's like a pretty famous thing in Asian mythology. I turned that into a bakemono. So not all of them are necessarily based on shapeshifters. And I got some like deep cuts too, so I added in a crab and a fish option, a trout option. So one of them, so it's Kanibozu and Iwanabozu. So those ones are like they're like shapeshifting animals who they're like shapeshifting animals who like disguise themselves as priests. So yeah, those those were two, I think, deeper cuts. And I also have one for rat called Kyuso, which is actually really funny. That you would expect a rat to be like the little like one that's like the little gremlin one that's gonna scare you away. But I actually made that one the most like I actually gave that one more like combat oriented features, because what a Kyuso is, it's like Kyuso in Japanese is like, it's like a yokai term. It means like large, I think like large rat, but it's also a homophone for like old rat. So that's probably where like the inspiration came from. But there's like there's also like a Japanese saying which is like I don't remember the exact thing, but it was like a cornered rat will bite a cat. So like it's like my idea was that like and like the thing is that a Kyuso in as a yokai is actually like a rat that's like after living 100 years, because of the old like the wordplay between like old rat and like big rat, or like it's like a rat that's larger than a cat. It's like small dog sized, and it actually reverses like the dynamic between rats and cats, where their Kyuso will actually fight back and hunt and like kill cats. So I ended up making the Kyuso one the best one for combat, like so I gave it some offensive abilities, and I thought that was like a really funny thing to do. So because people probably wouldn't expect that from the rat from the rat one. So like there's this legend where there was this Kyuso, this rat that was this rat yokai that was plaguing like a noble's home, and they owned a cat, but like they owned cats, but like it would end up defeating, like killing the cats every single time. But eventually they got a cat, and that cat after a couple years they had it, evolved into a bakeneko, which is, you know, like the shape-shifting cat after it reaches 100 years old. And that bakeneko led an army of regular cats against this one Kyuso that was like 26 kilograms or something like that. And they'd managed to defeat the Kyuso. They managed to kill it, but every single cat except for their leader bakeneko perished in the battle. So I think that's a cool like idea. So I ended up making that one the best one for combat, which you would think that the dog would be. So cool stuff like that. I thought it would be really interesting to try to incorporate Japanese folklore into a D&D race, and also like my original inspiration was because there are actually yokai in like the most common D&D setting, which is the Forgotten Realms. They're called Henge yokai. So originally I called it Henge yokai because that was like in the lore of the Forgotten Realms, and I think recently I decided to just change it to yokai because I don't want to have to. Henge yokai isn't like a technically good term for it. I was gonna change it to bakeneko. Oh no, not bakeneko, bakemono, which means like possession or a changed animal. But I figured that wouldn't be very recognizable, so I decided to just call it yokai, and then let's put in like the lore that like, hey, if you're playing if you want to be technical, they're actually bakemono. But yeah, 100 cats versus 126 kilogram rat. Yeah, and the rat, it was. Yeah, I thought that was, yeah, the rat kind of like was kind of unkillable, man. Like, so yeah, I just think that was like a cool thing. And okay, so we got the back part of the body here. Okay, this is gonna be pretty circular once I put it together. I think now we make the wing panels, we sew those together, and then we sew it up and we see how that goes. So where's my gray? Oh, it's right here. I'm dumb. I have another thing of gray. Okay. Okay, let's see here. Borb. Yeah, I really wanted to make a bird one, but I just couldn't figure out a good. If he is round, he will be beautiful. He will be very round. He's going to be profusely rotund, as Victory would have it. But yeah, I really wanted to make like a sparrow or bird yokai for it, but it was more like the flight thing was so hard to balance that I just couldn't do it. I just got rid of it because I couldn't do the flight. And I want to do a monkey one as well. I want to do one that was like, what is it, sarugami? I guess based on that, like saru is the Japanese word for like a monkey, I want to do a monkey one, but it didn't see. I that would have been cool. I think that was like an okay concept, but like I kind of just scrapped it because it's like, how is I didn't really see how shapeshifting into a monkey would be mechanically meaningfully different enough for me to include it, rather than just having like maybe like a monkey based like race on its own. Because like the thing is that like my idea for like how to make the monkey form like distinct from the rest of the forms. Because the thing is that I think the main thing is that each form should be distinct from the other ones, right? Should like have their should like play into like a certain kind of mechanic or have their own niche. For the monkey one, besides having a climbing speed, the idea I guess was that like it has hands, right? So the idea is that you can manipulate simple objects or like simple objects, but then like where do you draw the line? Like if I'm a player and I'm saying that like my yokai form is like a monkey, right? Then like would that end up leading to arguments with the DM that being like, hey, since I'm a monkey and I have hands, I should be able to use my weapons, or like, hey, I should be able to cast this spell because I have hands and I can use somatic components. So it's sort of like this weird thing with like monkey is like too close to like humanoid that I don't think that I should have I don't know how to include this in a meaningful way. Like if the idea is that a monkey can retain limited tool use because it has hands, then at that point just give them full control of their hands instead of like giving them a form where they're basically like, it's basically the same thing as their regular form but a little bit more limited. So I just ended up giving up on monkey as well. I just didn't see a real point of it. Like I was like, with a monkey it's like you don't need you like, if the idea is just like you have limited hands, it's like, well, you literally have access to a humanoid form that gives you hands, full access to your hands. So then you would just like, what's the point even of your animal form? So it was just like, yeah, no, I'm not. That one was like, that one got shot down. I don't think I want to do. I couldn't like, yeah, monkey was not a good one to do. I don't think. I'm not too broken up about a monkey going away. Like that one, I think it's fine. I was more broken up about having to get rid of Sparrow though, but just because I thought the Sparrow idea was so cute. Like it's like I'm already covering like climbing speed, burrowing speed, and like swimming speed. The last thing to cut it off would be to do a flying speed, obviously. Like that would make so much more sense, especially like if this is supposed to be like, if this is supposed to be representing like bestial options. Like, hey, yeah, you like, because you can transform, you have like access to like beast forms. So like that would obviously make so much sense to do, to have like beast forms, and like have one that would be flying. But I just couldn't like justify it because then you're just giving a player a level 1 flying option, and it was just like, yeah, no, and like plus they're also tiny, so then they could probably fit in cracks that they probably weren't meant to. So I just figured that like Sparrow, like I just couldn't figure out a way to do that. I think what I ended up doing though is that I made a decision recently that maybe I think I'll have flying speed live on as like in the Tanuki, because in a lot of media you have like a Tanuki that can like, and the Tanuki you see from like Mario stuff, right? That can like glide. So I gave it like a 20-foot flying speed, but the restriction is that you can only really glide with it. So you have to end your movement on the ground, and you can't like fly more than like 5 feet off the ground. So I think that was the restriction I ended up coming up with. So that seemed like a good way to do flying speed, in my opinion. In like a way that was, yeah, I think that was like the best way I could end up doing. I could probably end up doing flying speed. I think that wasn't like broken in any way. Okay, probably extend this out. So Let's see. This doesn't go far enough back, I think. Yeah, I kind of want this to go all the way to the back, so let's see. Okay. It might take me longer than a couple hours. We're already going for 2.5 hours. I might need another 2 hours to finish this. We'll see. Okay. And then... Okay. That. The wing. And then... Luckily I've got plenty of gray, so I shouldn't have to worry about running out. Okay. He will be a rotund boy. And we will love him. Okay. Anyways, yeah, I think once I like put it on somewhere, that'll be cool. But I am really excited about it because I think I put in a lot of lore, like yokai lore into it, and I think I feel like I did a pretty good job of trying to stay faithful to Japanese mythology, and I really like it. I think it's my favorite thing to make in homebrew is to add something that is like meaningfully different from what D&D already offers, and to like try to do something that's creative and new. And I think this is definitely something that's like that is definitely I don't know, I think it's something that's very creative that hasn't been seen before in 5e, like a true shapeshifting option. I think it's something that hasn't been like really done before, and I think I've done it in a way that is like in keeping the spirit of like feeling like you're actually shapeshifting. I think I've done it in probably the best way I probably could have thought of so far, at least. And now I'm wondering if people I do want to open it up for people to like see and give feedback, because I know like that's definitely the best way to like I think feedback, like I'm only one person, so like sometimes I can get too caught up in my own ideas, so having like a fresh set of eyes can point out things that I didn't notice before. So I think I've at least done a good job of executing it and in a way that's not too wordy, not like, because I in a way that like tries to like keep it in the spirit of regular D&D, like try to make it as simple as possible for the player to use, while also like not making it so simple that there's tons of like ways to interpret the rules, like in ways that weren't intended. Like basically making it well written and also like, but not overwhelming, I guess. Not like, so yeah, we'll see. It probably will need to go at least undergo a couple of iterations before I'm truly proud of it, and I don't know if like it would ever be a mainstay simply because of like how complex it is. While I do like it, I think if it were ever to actually be published, it would probably be like, it'd probably simplify it down to something like you just can transform into a tiny beast, and you can't cast spells or speak languages, but other than that your hit points remain unchanged, so you keep a lot of other things. Or either that, or like they have like a very, very simplified stat blocks. Like you just have like maybe 2 or 3 different stat blocks you can choose from, and then like just like hey, you can just flavor this as a cat or something. I think I've done a good job of like making it so like each stat block is different and like actually makes it feel like you're playing that unique animal, rather than just a simplified animal stat block, and then it's just like yeah, I'm just gonna try to flavor this as a cat. So something like that. I think I've done a good job of it. But I think if Error were to be published, it would have to be simplified down to something like that, where the stat blocks are just all sort of like very generic, and just for like simplicity's sake. But I don't know. I did my best. I'm proud of it. So yeah, I'll publish it after the stream once I probably write the rest of the lore. I wanted to write a little bit of lore, giving a background on each one a little bit. So, I guess the main thing I'm worried about with it is just the complexity, because it's very nice to have simple, elegant solutions, but when it comes to shapeshifting, you really can't have a simple, elegant solution. So, I don't like how it inherently has to involve so much complexity just for your species option. But I don't know. I think it's not a beginner friendly thing, but I think it's enough that like it's enough that like it's not like exclusive to experienced players, that I think like even characters with just like a little bit of players with a little bit of experience would probably get into it, I think. So at least that's what I hope. That's been my struggles with this, because this was been like a couple years in the making. I have like a few years actually. I've revisited it from time to time over the years, but overall it just has been like on my mind for a few years. So I don't know. Just my own personal ramblings, I guess. I hope you guys don't mind me rambling about like such niche topics, because sometimes I feel like it can exclude people from like wanting to interact in chat, because like it's like you don't know what I'm talking about. But it's fine. I guess I'll yeah. You know what? Yeah, it is my stream. I was just literally just talking about this, how it doesn't really matter. So, okay, here's the plan, right? So to give these a little bit more like volume, what we're gonna do is that we're gonna sew these together, do them inside out, and so that the wings can have a little bit of volume, right? So they're not just two flaps of like felt that I'm just gonna like slap on. So I have these little panels. I'm gonna sew them together, put them inside out so they have a little bit of volume, and then we're gonna sew them up next to the neck. So that should be good. Yeah. I think like Druid does have like a lot of I think shapeshifting is cool with Druid, but it's a little bit restrictive, I guess. Just because like, I mean, it's not like that restrictive. Like you can turn into any animal, but it's like it's only animal. I guess like I don't know if it's I don't know what underwhelming in what way, but like the animals you can transform into are pretty weak. I guess, and it's also kind of the only real way to do shapeshifting other than like the shape change spell or like with polymorph. So I guess you could also do it with like transmuter wizard. So I hope this is like a good way, like if any, like a good template for anyone who wants to make their own shapeshifting class or shapeshifting race. Maybe this can serve as a template for how to go forward on that. A trick question. Go ahead, yeah. Yeah. Using other druid spells. Yeah, that is true. Unless you're using like combat wild shape, it is a little bit underwhelming. But I guess I didn't really make any of like my yokai like forms. None of them are meant to be used in combat really. Like even like the rat one, like they all max out in like their damage at 1d4 for their damage rolls. So I think like what they're probably, but the thing is that you have free access to them, like unlimited access. So I think probably what they're gonna be used more for is utility, trying to like be like smaller, sneaky, I guess. I think there's a lot you can do with, you know, becoming a tiny creature at will. We'll see. I did take out like I mean I am really curious to see if people would prefer to keep the keen senses. just took them out. I think I'll publish them without the keen senses, but I would be really curious to see if people would prefer to have them back, just to add some more utility to the animal forms. But overall, I didn't keep them because I just felt like some of them already have utility in that, like, they have extra movement options compared to the humanoid forms. And I was like, I don't want to have players constantly transforming into regular forms and then just asking for advantage on their perception checks. So, would you rather have a pound of money or a pound? You mean like a British pound? Alright, my question to you, Black Cat, is... do I get to decide what kind of money? That's the question. USD. No, I mean, like, do I get to choose, like, what kind of what kind of, like, what specifically in USD? Like, can it, like, or like is like, for example, are they all, can I choose that they're dollar bills, or can I choose, or are they like, do I not know what kind of money in USD until I get it? You know what? I'd rather have a pound of feathers. No, I'm kidding. You don't know. That's a good question. What would I want? You know what? I'm gonna go with a pound. I would like a pound. It could be, to be fair, this is actually the worst option, because a pound could just be like a pound of anything. It could be like a pound of a black hole and I just instantly die. But I'm gonna go with a pound. Alright, what do I get, Black Cat? You have earned 1 sterling pound. Oh, like made of silver? Wow. I have one of the king's currency, or the queen's currency. Out of curiosity, what happens if I pick the other one? I'm sticking with my option, but I want to know what the other one would have netted me, just so I can either feel happy or feel regret. I used to really like semantic questions like these. I don't know. Like, it's like going into semantics and like trying to argue semantics and stuff like that. I don't like it anymore because I realize that it makes my brain work too hard, and then people just argue back and forth and you can't convince anyone of semantics. So at this point, it's just like, I don't really care. Just like, it's like, I'm not gonna argue semantics. You know what I mean. Like, you know, it doesn't matter anymore. It hurts my brain. You get a pound of money, like 100 USD. Like each, like as in bills, or like in total the 1 pound is like pennies that total up to 100 USD. Actually, now that I think, no, in bills. Okay, well, that's fine. You can donate to charity. I'll take that. I'll just take my 1 sterling pound. Out of curiosity, I wonder. I guess it's a pound of silver, or I guess like maybe like a British pound. I don't know the difference, but let me see. How much does a penny weigh? Penny minted. Okay, so after 1982 is 2.5 grams. Grams to pounds. No. Oh, grams. Yeah, grams to pounds. So 1 pound is 453 grams. So 453 divided by 2.5. $181.2 if you had a pound of pennies. Great. So maybe I should have gone with the other one anyways, in case it even was like a pound of pennies. Is that what you meant by trick question? Is that the obvious answer is the right one? Great. I played myself. I think too hard sometimes. You know what? Yeah, no, donate to charity. You can have it. Or you can have it yourself. But I don't know. I'll spend it on like a VTuber model. Keep your dang money! I'm a phantom thief. I don't need money. Desperately cries an college student. A pound is a British currency. Yeah, okay, I figured. The question is like, a pound of what though? Like, it's like, do I get like a pound of like gold? Yeah, I get a British pound. Great, thanks. I was about to say like, yeah, no, I'll move to Britain. Now I can spend it. And I was like, I don't want to move to Britain. Like, what is there to do in Britain? Rain? Drink rainwater? I don't know. I'm drawing a PNG model arm broke. That counts. That counts as a VTuber model. Hey, you know what? You know what? I made all of my the only thing I commissioned when I started was my VTuber model and my BGM for my starting and loading screen, which I got for like $35 at the time. Everything else I made myself. All of my stream graphics, my starting screens, like my loading screens, my stream, my stream overlays. I did my own stream editing, my video editing. I always did myself just to save on money. So, I think I got pretty good at graphic. Even my own thumbnails. Like, I think I got pretty good at graphic design. But honestly, like, at some point I will like commission like a stream overlay. Just because I want to improve my stream, like the way my stream looks, give it a little more personalized look compared to like my branding, like my calling card. But I don't have the time to do it myself, and stream overlays aren't actually that expensive, so I might as well. I made my own logo too though, on the Blender backgrounds. Would you believe me if I told you that the Blender, like, for my loading screen was meant to be a placeholder? Like, that was meant to be a placeholder until I can make a better one. And I'm still working on the replacement. Like, it's still being worked on. 3.5 years later and I'm still using my placeholder. Ugh. But, yeah, it was meant to be a placeholder. But, eventually I will... I think I'll probably keep it around somewhere. It's grown on me. It's fun, but unfortunately I don't have the original file anymore for that, so I only have the images left. But it would be fun to, I don't know, I think I'll keep it around in some form or the other, but I will eventually, once the replacement that I've had planned is done, I'm gonna finally do it. But yeah, I'm still gonna keep my own loading screens made by me, and I still want to do as much as I can by myself as possible. I mean, I think at some point, probably I can get a couple people on, maybe to like, not like on, but like to help me to do stuff with like bigger projects. Like, I obviously do commission like artists and stuff, for like covers. But maybe at some point, maybe get like some like dedicated people to help me with the project. That might be cool. But I don't know. Maybe someday in my YouTube career, I'll learn to like work together with people rather than having to do everything myself. Probably not a full-on editing team. I still like the authenticity that comes with, like, you know, making the content yourself, instead of just handing it off to an editing team. I do like that kind of authenticity, but I think at some point, probably I would want to work together with some people to work on everything myself. Yeah, no, I made my own lore video too, I guess, technically, with the intro video. Yeah, no, doing everything yourself is very hard. It's just that I do it because I'm antisocial, and it's not that I don't trust other people to do my own work, to do work for me. I don't trust myself when it comes to working with other people. Like, I don't know if other people feel the same way, but I feel like I am a horrendous person to work with, and I don't want to have to burden other people with having to work with me. That's how I personally feel with that. So, family earned lots of dollar. That is one way to put it. Yes. My family earned lots of dollar too. But I think I'm trying to be more independent than from my family. Like, okay, I just don't talk to people. Yeah, me neither. But that's true, Kurt. Thanks, Presby. I'm glad to know that I am indeed a horrible person to work with. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Yeah. I do want to learn to do stuff on my own though, and like, I think it's a good skill to have at the very least, like to not over rely on other people. I have okay, this is like a unique perspective. I was definitely talking about this with my friends earlier this week, but I kind of feel like I'm a spoiled brat sometimes. Like I try not to be. I'm like self-conscious of it and everything, and I've been like trying to learn to be more independent, being self-conscious about that, trying to teach myself skills so I can learn on my own, or learn on my so I can live on my own. But I did grow up in a very good neighborhood, like, dare I say, upper middle class. And the way I grew up, I don't really think I ever really experienced hardship. And like, my mom, to the point where like my mom didn't even have me or my sister do any chores. My mom literally does all the chores herself. And like, I've tried to ask her, like, hey, like, I know, like, I recognize, Mom, like, you do all this stuff by yourself. You are like, since my dad retired, like, my mom is our main source of income, so she does work. My mom is seriously a workaholic. She does the work in our family because my dad's retired. He kind of has to be. She does all the chores and everything. Never asked me and my sister to do chores. Like, I keep asking my mom, like, hey, Mom, let me do some chores, man. Like, you know, like, even now, I'm like, hey, I know how to do chores. Like, I do my own, like laundry and cooking and everything. And she always, like, she never asks us to, like, clean the floor or anything, because she's like, I have a very specific way of doing this. And also, growing up, she was like, I just want you guys to focus on doing your homework. I don't want to have you guys have to spend time doing chores. And like, the fact, like, I've never been in, like, financial, like, need or anything like that, I'm kind of self-conscious. Like, I don't want to be, like, one of those, like, old money, spoiled kids. Like, rich kids that sort of, like, just rely on their parents' income to, like, just being used to that kind of lifestyle. So I've always, like, I think, like, I've been self-conscious about that. So I've been trying to, like, get out on my own and try to figure out, like, living on my own, trying to take care of being on my own. So, and like not having, like, you know, not having everything prepared for you, given to you. So I I try to do as much as I can, at least like when it comes to streaming. I try to do as much as I can on my own, just so, like, you know, I'm not like I don't just go to my parents like, hey, Mom, can I get some more money so I can buy this thing, like, and then, like, it's actually, and I'm buying things for, like, stream just using my parents' money. I don't want to do that. So, anyways, that's just me. I like, my own personal opinion is that I don't think I know what hardship is like. So, but I try to be self-conscious of that. I don't know if anyone, I mean, like, that's probably a first world problem, though. I mean, is it? I don't know. I don't know if anyone really cares, but it's just something I got thought of, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. I try to do things myself. I don't want to, like, have to depend on other people all the time, to do things for me. So, I don't know. I don't really know if that relates to streaming, but, like, I mean, I guess it's just something I thought of, because me, Puns, and, like, some other friends, I guess, like, they were having an argument on, like who's, like, the most spoiled, and I was like, I think I have to bring this up because, like, of like where I grew up and everything. So, anyway, that was a weird tangent. Okay. There we go. I don't know if I'm gonna have enough thread to finish out this wing. It's gonna be very close. I don't think I will. I'm probably gonna have to stop the stitch and then finish up somewhere else. Okay. I finish up with a little bit of extra, I think. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I have enough. I'm just gonna stop the stitch here and then stop the rest of the thing. Bleep blorp. Bleep blorp. Am alien. Hog. Do you guys think aliens exist? I'm saying this as an astronomy major. Like my major is literally studying astronomy. I guess I'll answer first. I like the idea of aliens existing. I think it's exciting. I like the idea that aliens can exist. I think I would believe in it. I think, do I believe that aliens have ever come to Earth? Not necessarily. I like believing in things like, what is it, the backwoods monster or something like that, whatever it's called. Or like the alien sightings. I like thinking, like believing in them, thinking that they're cool, but at the end of the day, there's not, I mean, I guess like facts can get twisted and stuff. I don't know. Ghosts in the paranormal. Yeah. Life on other planets. Yeah, no, I think life probably does exist, but not the way we're hoping, like existing it. Like I think aliens like probably do exist somewhere at least. I think the probability that like they might arise on another planet is like probably, I think there's like a good chance that like they do exist on some planet. Maybe even it's just microbes. But what I find really exciting is the idea that maybe they like that life can exist in a multitude of forms, and that like we're only looking for life as we know it. I think it'd be really exciting if like there's like life existing in a way that looks completely different to anything we've ever seen before, like something completely alien. That would be really exciting, you know? Like I don't think gray aliens or stuff like that. I think that's boring, you know? Like why would an alien look like us? I think aliens maybe like will look have completely different biologies than whatever we're used to, like deep sea creature kind of stuff. Like that would be exciting. I think that's, I don't know. The question is though, like if we don't know what other forms of life look like, how do we look for it? That's the question. Like if maybe, for example, I think silicon-based life forms are the most common idea for extraterrestrial life. It's like, how do you look for that kind of thing when you don't know like so like I guess our search for life right now is like looking for the same kind of conditions that we have here on Earth. But like what if life could arise on a completely separate kind of conditions? Like that would be really cool. I think I like that kind of idea for aliens. A bunch of jellyfish. That would be really fun. The animals in the oceans is Earth aliens. True. But yeah, no, I think that would be really exciting. But in terms of like life like coming to other planets and stuff, I don't really believe in that too much. I don't think, I mean, it's possible that like, you know, maybe life started on Earth from like a meteor that crashed into the planet, but I don't buy it personally. I mean, not that, it's more of like a matter of opinion, honestly. Like there's no proof for aliens, but there's also not really any proof against them. So you can argue either way. But if people like the ideas of aliens existing, I will go along. I mean, I don't mind that. I mean, you can believe in that. And honestly, like I would like to believe in aliens existing. Like I think that's a neato idea. Yeah. And I think, I don't know, I like the idea of like the paranormal existing too, which I wonder if that's a bit weird coming from someone who's like trying to study to become a scientist, but I don't know. I don't think there's anything wrong with believing in spirits or anything, or the paranormal. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think honestly spirituality makes life a bit more exciting. So I like to believe in the idea that, of ghosts and aliens and the paranormal. I think I believe in it. Ugh. Yeah. So the paranormal, yeah, I think the paranormal. I don't know if the paranormal exists, but consider me a hopeful skeptic, I guess. I wouldn't believe it right away, but I would want to believe that the paranormal does exist, and yeah, no, I think I don't like explicitly believe in ghosts, but like, I mean, I'm also not opposed to the idea, and honestly, if someone presented a compelling case, then it would change my mind. I mean, I'm not even particularly set on the idea that ghosts don't exist. It's more of just like, hey, you know what? They could. I mean, I don't. I'm not saying that they don't exist, but I'm not saying that they do exist, but I'm not saying that they don't. That's like my stance on it, I think. Whether life would be similar to ours. I think if we were looking explicitly for life that was similar to ours, or like similar conditions for life, then they could look similar to ours. Probably not like, I think they would take on different body plans probably, but maybe they would be recognizable as like, as cells. I don't think extraterrestrial life would take on cells the same way we would. It might be similar in structure, convergent evolution and all, but I think ultimately it would probably be different. But I am curious about that. But under similar conditions, at the very least, life as we know it, convergent evolution can cause animals to take on similar forms or develop similar traits, to take on similar roles. So I think if we're looking at I guess you said super Earth, so that'd be like a rocky planet with high gravity. That is a good question. I think super Earths, animals on those would probably be stockier in order to probably handle the extra gravity. But I mean, I don't know. I really don't. How plants from a different planet would taste? Would they be aliens technically? I mean, that's a good question. Are aliens edible? Like, if we ate an alien, would our bodies even be able to break it down? Like, would they use the same kind of like chains and carbohydrates and whatever and molecules that? I'm not a biochem major. I wouldn't know, like organic chem major. But like, would our bodies even be able to taste them? Who knows? That was a good point though. Would we be able to taste different planets? Different planets? Different plants. You know, I think Honkai Star Rail has a really interesting take on the whole alien things. You know how in pop culture, one of the most the common depiction for aliens is just like humans, but like they may have different skin or something like that, where everything takes on a generally humanoid form, or like humans convergently popping up on different planets. If so, I hope you can eat them. You know what? Maybe they would taste really good. You could have a plant that tastes like steak or something. I don't know. If plants even do exist on other planets. Maybe like you have like just a big mushroom planet. Maybe. That'd be really interesting to think about. But I think Honkai Star Rail had a really interesting take on or I guess it has a really interesting take on like why that is, like why humans seem to pop up everywhere. It was like what, the imaginary tree model, where like every single world or all the worlds, or at least parts of the world, seem to have similar like histories, or similar like the reason for like the same it's like they recognize in universe that like the like similar languages and humans seem to pop up in like different parts of the universe, and even like alternate versions of the same person on different worlds. So they seem to think that like they have a theory of like an imaginary tree where like it's like branching out, and like these similar concepts all like appear on different planets and evolve convergently because they're all actually connected by like an imaginary tree or system like that. And I think that was a really cool way of handling that. Those are just fungus. They're just like nematodes. But yeah, no, I think Honkai Star Rail had an interesting way of doing it. I think Honkai Star Rail does a good job of like mixing together like a fantasy, like it really is science fiction. Like they do a good job of like having like fantasy elements, and like magic basically, but incorporating it in a way that it almost feels like an advanced science, and I really do enjoy that. And one of my favorite quotes is like from like one of the science fiction author is that sufficient is that like what was it any form of sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. Like I think that's a really cool concept, and that like Herta in Honkai Star Rail, she just makes she like takes advantage of that fully. She like all of her quote unquote magic is really just really advanced technology that no one else gets, and like yeah, if you think about it, like bye pigeon. Okay, have a good one. Thanks. Alex watching. Bye. Eat chicken wings in front of a character like Robin and Sunday. You know what? Let's just hope that it's not. You know what? If they ever have a KFC collaboration like Genshin did with with the Amber and Eula and Robin or Sundays in it, then we'll get our answer. We'll get our answer. But yeah, no, I think yeah. Well, let me get some stuffing. Yeah, no, I think HSR had a really cool take on that, and also like Herta just being like a scientist that like she dresses up like a witch and calls everything magic because it basically is magic. I think that's really cool. I think my favorite concept is always in like fantasy or like science fiction is always that like, yeah, it just looks like magic. So I really do like that Herta is basically just a witch and she dresses up like a witch. Like she just embraces it because like, yeah, she's like, yeah, I'm basically just like a magic witch. Deal with it. And she's just super cool and memey and fun. And like, I guess scientists really are like sorcerers or like wizards. Like if you think about a wizard and how like they're really similar to like a grad student basically. Even like me as an undergrad, like they study like textbooks or like spell books, you know, you're studying this arcane knowledge that has been passed down from your ancestors. By following these steps, you can produce this like result to do magic. It's basically magic if you explained it to someone from like a millennia ago. And yeah, no, I think that's really interesting. And I don't know, I like thinking of like our world as like, you know, like the laws of physics as like its own kind of magic. That's really cool. And I like I don't know, I think it's cool to have stuff like that. like just being like basically a wizard. And when you're studying your scientists are basically just wizards. I think that's fun. I think a lot of like scientists, at least the ones I've met, they do like fancy anyways. So I maybe they see the eye to eye with me. Like chemistry literally stands from alchemy. It's basically alchemy at this point. So, I just think the difference between magic and science is that you don't really understand magic. That's the thing, right? Like, magic is like inherently meant to be like not really well understood. So, my phone. There it is. Give me a sec. I think someone's texted me. Yeah. It's alright. No, we're good. I think making a magic systems are cool. I don't but hold on. Hold on, give me a sec. Sorry, my YouTube's freaking out a little bit. Weird. Okay. What's going on? Uh-oh. Oh, hold on. Okay, we're having an issue. Frick, what is this? Hi, Philip, welcome. This is awkward. Wait, am I an idiot? Hold on. Oh! Oh, I'm an idiot! Okay, hold on. Okay. Are we... Hold on. Oh my god. Sorry, I just realized I'm an idiot. I was like trying to click on stuff on my computer and then I realized stuff was like not working. It's because my sketchbook over here in the corner was holding down the enter button. So when I was trying to click on stuff, it would like double click or be really weird. And I thought like my computer was freaking out. We're good. Sorry about that. Anyways, okay, let's do this. My bad. Hi. You're doing embroidery? I've never done embroidery. Well, I mean, I've done it, like, I guess I've dabbled in it a little bit, but like, it's hard to do. I don't have like an embroidery machine, so it's hard to do like, with like, you know, just like a sewing needle. Yeah, I'm a little bit silly and dumb sometimes. Okay. Did we stuff these? I think we stuffed these. Okay. Okay. We're gonna grab this. Okay. Oh, okay, let's see. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take this. And we're gonna sew it up in some places. So here's what, yeah. Ah, I'm just learning. I had a class today. Ooh. Making a sketchbook tour. Someday. Once I don't need to hide what's in my sketchbook. I gave you guys a bit of a sketchbook tour once, I think. Okay. But okay. Let's see. Yeah, what were we talking about? Sorry. Yeah. I don't know, magic systems are like cool. I don't know if I like I don't know. I think, at least for me though, at least like in my opinion, because like I guess I have to think about a magic system since I'm making a D&D campaign. I'm making a D&D. I'm doing a D&D campaign. I need to think about the world building. I actually don't want to think about the magic system too much. I think part of, at least for me, part of the fun of magic is the fact that it's kind of just unexplained. And not that I don't have fun with explaining magic systems. I think having explained magic systems can also be very compelling. But I think part of it is like, I think part of the fun for magic with me is that maybe there are just some things that just can't be explained. Like you can't explain everything. And like I think a bit of inherent mystery with magic is just sort of it's a cool thing, I think. You don't need to like have a fully fleshed magic system and like basically figure out all the laws of physics. It's just sort of like, hey, this thing happens. We don't really know why, but it does. I think having some of it explained is cool, but I think also having some of it like not explained also leaves up to mystery. And it's sort of, you can be a bit hand wavy. You can have like I guess I like soft magic systems better. Although I think hard magic systems can be done good as well. I had to make one slightly in stuff I was making. Some mystery is nice. Yeah, I think some mystery is good. Mainly so, just to like keep the feeling of you know it's magic and you don't really know what's going on, but also partially to be like not to like so you don't have to like rack your brains and like destroy your brain over like trying to figure out every single facet of how your magic works, and if like something and trying to figure out if something contradicts itself. Like, it's easier to just have a magic system that like you don't have to fully explain. So you can just sort of be like, no one knows why this works this way. So you don't have to like bend over backwards to figure everything out, you know? And then like really semantic people will be like, but this doesn't make sense in the context of the magic system because of the way you wrote it. And you just be like, can you just like shut up and enjoy it because it's a story I'm trying to tell. Who rules the system though, like Mistra. You can have like Mistra, yeah. We were just talking about that. You can have like something like that. But I think like I think not fully explaining it also helps. I think in the Forgotten Realms, like they don't fully explain it. Like they do have like the weave and everything. Like I guess it is a bit more explained than in other systems. That is true, but I don't know. Mistra. Yeah, yeah, it's like a mystery. Yep. That's Mistra, the goddess of the Forgotten Realms. I would know this because I think one of my very first characters in D&D was a paladin dedicated to Mistra. But I just thought that was a cool sounding name, and I liked, you know, I liked arcane stuff. But yeah, I guess the way it works in the Forgotten Realms is that there's like inherent magical energy in the world, and you're not actually channeling the magic energy. What you're doing is that by like making a series of sounds of like resonances and like and moving your hands in a specific way, like making particular gesticulations, you're manipulating something called the weave, which is basically like an interim for like it's basically like this fabric that you can like manipulate that like interacts with magic for you, so you can like cast spell, I suppose, something like that. Yeah, you channel magic off of it. Yeah, so like by manipulating, by like saying specific, by saying specific words and like making particular gesticulations with your hands, you're like manipulating the weave for it to channel magic in a specific way, or something like that. Magic to have a magic thing full of mana and such. That makes sense. And you have a well of mana within you, and casting spells basically like uses up that magical store of energy, which is like how mana works. I think that's probably how it works in a lot of settings, and honestly, I think that's a good way of doing it. I feel like with the weave in the Forgotten Realms for like a lot of D&D settings, which is like where a lot of D&D things are. I don't know. In my I know. Yeah. Sorry, I just reached into the weave when I was younger. But sorry, I'm spoiling it. But yeah, no. I think that's a good way of doing it. I feel like I feel like in my mind, like at least like with a high level overview of like the weave, it's sort of reading it, it's just sort of like, how does spell slots and like mana work then? Because like if you're just manipulating an unseen like force in the world that will channel the magic for you, why is it then like taxing for you, the caster, to cast spells when you don't even when like none of the mana actually like resides within you? So I think like a mana system where like magical energy is actually stored in humans is also an interesting way of doing it. I think that's what a lot of settings will do, like that you just store mana within yourself. I think that's a good way of doing it. I think that's a less confusing way of doing it, I think. And then it helps explain away mana points and why you can only cast so many spells per day. So, Like in the Forgotten Realms, I get it. Like for sorcerers, like yeah, sorcerers like they like there's probably magical energy like running straight through them like not like normally, like just because of their constitutions, just because of like you know how they're built. They're like built different. But like at the same time, it's like yeah, you're a sorcerer. I don't think I should put. Maybe I shouldn't put stuffing in these wings. I think. Love is suffering. Yeah. Like so you can explain it like that, but like for most of the other casters that like don't have magic directly within them, it's sort of like yeah, I don't really get how like they get tired after casting spells. It just sort of says that like yeah, they get tired after casting spells. You need campaigns a few friends did. There was the system Wizards forgot. Reads a book kind of based off a D&D campaign a few friends did. Which is in the Wizards forget the spells after casting and have to relearn them. That's weird. That's interesting. So the difficulty with magic is that you can only cast it once really, and then you have to spend time to learn it again. That honestly just kind of sounds like a TM from Pokemon. I'm gonna be real. Imagine if in Pokemon, like, TMs were still, like, only single-time use, but every time your Pokemon use that TM move, they just forgot it. Yeah, it's like an idea that evaporates from your mind when it becomes physical. Okay. That's interesting. I haven't heard of that before. That's interesting. Oh, hold on. 10% battery remaining on my iPhone. It'll last a couple more hours. We're called Dragonlance. Ah, I know of the Dragonlance setting. I didn't know that in Dragonlance. I didn't know Dragonlance was a setting that where like you just forget the spell afterwards. Interesting. Yeah, that is one of the pretty common D&D campaign or D&D settings. That's interesting. I've never actually played in a D&D in a Dragonlance like setting. I don't know much about it. I just know that it exists. So don't at me, I guess. Yeah, I don't know much about Dragonlance, but I do know that it is a common D&D setting. Or it's one of the more not common, but it is one of the more famous D&D settings. So that's cool to hear, actually. I didn't know Dragonlance's magic system looked like. Maybe I'll look into it at some point. I don't think I'm ever gonna like do it, but I don't think I'm ever gonna play in a Dragonlance setting. I don't know if I ever will, but that sounds interesting though. Ugh, okay. This is a very bad way of stitching this together. I don't care though. Okay. Books are interesting. That's one way of putting it. Isn't it like a lot of war? If I remember correctly, I think it's a very like battle-focused setting probably. At least that's my impression of it. I could be completely wrong, but like I don't know. Is it interesting in like what way? One character somehow stole a statue and says it fell in? What does that mean? Like, fell in like what? Forgotten Realms. I've only done Forgotten Realms, Darkstone, Eberron, and Homebrew by my DM. I've done a lot of I've done like lots of homebrew settings. I think most people like doing, at least the people I've met, like doing their own homebrew settings. I don't really care about like the setting really. I just like playing D&D, I guess. Alas, I am now the DM. Yup, I feel you there, buddy. I'm also the DM. Okay. Okay. This is a very... bad way of stitching together. Okay. Wait, the character has so many bags. The statue was in a traveling size bag. These 15 bags, you can pull that and says that everything he steals just falls in. What? Oh. Oh, it's just sort of like, okay, so he has like bags of holding where like, he just has bags of holding that are like, that can just hold like whatever amount. And it's just like, yeah, I didn't fucking steal that. It's just like, it just fell in there. Okay, I see now what you mean. Okay, yeah, I do think there are a number of D&D books like that just like, I think that are probably just based off of like how the players treated their played their characters. So alright. Like, I didn't steal that. Okay, yeah. A bag of bags. That guy's comedy relief. Alright, I see. I thought Dragonlance was gonna be a bit of a more serious setting. Okay, I take it back. It can be. I guess so. I just don't really know much about Dragonlance, I guess, to be fair. It's just that from all the options I saw, they seemed mostly combat related. Like being a knight or something like that. So I guess I always just figured like it was probably a more combat focused setting. I have to spoil the books. I mean, I'm not maybe don't then, because I mean I don't particularly mind, but maybe other people watching the stream don't want the books to be spoiled for them. So okay, here we go. That was a very awkward thing to stitch, but we got one wing down, so now we just have to do this side. Alright. Okay, yeah. Wait. Am I dumb? Hold on, wait. Oh, I might be dumb. Oh, I messed up. Oh no. Okay. Oh no. Oh my god, I messed up. I was supposed to sew the wing under the scarf here. Under the little black part of the plumage. Not covering it. Ooh. So now I'm gonna have to undo this stitch, and undo this stitch as well. And re-sew it all back together. Because of the way the plumage is. Oh, okay. I just lost a lot of motivation. We were so okay. I was gonna finish it on stream. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. Well, now I'm glad I didn't stitch up this little part yet. I actually don't have a stitch ripper. This is my stitch ripper. Okay. The Dragon Lords, yeah. It's still pretty cute. It's just that I want it to be accurate. It would bother me otherwise. Okay. It's fine. It wouldn't take that long to redo. It's just like, it's just an extra half hour, I think, probably. Walrus people? Huh. Chippy chippy choppa choppa doobie doobie dabba dabba. Magiconi doobie doobie boom. Okay. Well, at the very least, I'm getting a sense of this, and this looks good so far. So, okay. Okay. It's been 3.5 hours. I really wanted to finish this on stream, and I thought we could. But at this point, this is gonna tack on another at least 45 minutes. I think I'm probably good for now. I think maybe we'll finish this on another stream. Maybe I'll do an extra stream tomorrow if I have time, and then we can do an extra stream to finish this up. But suddenly my motivation is waning. Okay. So, and I am getting pretty hungry. I probably should stop and get some dinner. But I want to at least see if I can get like a good idea of how this is gonna look once I sew this together now, because we're like, it's starting to come together a little bit. So, I'll be able to tune in tomorrow. I'll be here. We'll see if I have time. It might be later at. I might start later than I did today because I do have a club I need to go to. But I'll try it. I mean, it'd be fun, I guess. We'll see. I do want to get this done soon though, because I need to give this to my friend, and school year's almost over, so I have a dance tomorrow. Ooh. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna ask what time. That would be weird for me to schedule my stream around my viewers, but yeah, it might be. I'd probably start around 7 p.m. Pacific time, so that'd be around 10 p.m. Eastern time. Because I have to go. Yeah. Alright, I'll just watch at the dance. Are you not gonna have fun at your dance? Go have your school dance. I don't know. Like, look, man, enjoy your school dance, alright? I skipped prom so I could play Splatoon 2 at home, alright? Go enjoy your school days. Oh, he is going to be rotund. Look at that. Look at how rotund he's gonna be. If you like puff him up. Oh, he's gonna be so round. Oh, that's gonna look so cute. Okay, that's gonna look really cute. Look at that. We can get a little preview of what he's gonna look like. It's a little bit rough, but it'll be good. Round borb, very round borb. Okay, this is gonna look really cute. This was actually not that hard to make, so maybe I will open up some like cosmic commissions if anyone wants like their own round borb. Maybe I'll say that's like a hard maybe. I don't know for sure, but I still have to work on my YouTube channel and everything. But this is pretty good so far. Dances are kind of rare. Yeah. But the grind, though. The Splatoon grind. I don't actually remember if I did skip prom to play Splatoon. But that's the narrative I like to stick with in my head. And I was really into Splatoon around that time. Especially since, like, I think around that time, like it was, like, Splatfest season or something like that. So... Yeah, but, if it's... I'm not gonna ask what kind of dance. I don't need to know. But, go enjoy your dance. Go enjoy your school dances. I know I enjoyed my middle school ones, but go enjoy your dance. I mean, unless you like don't want to go and like you're being forced to go, but I mean at the same time, do your best to enjoy it. That's my advice. Okay. Look here, Miku wants you to enjoy your dance. Okay. Yeah, don't worry. I will. My streams aren't going anywhere. All right, like I currently have no plans to stop streaming. So you can come in and watch streams at any time. You can go and watch VODs. It's okay. Just enjoy your dance. If you like despise dancing. I remember going to my first school dance in middle school. My mom dressed me up in like a little suit with like a tie and a blazer and everything and slacks, and then we showed up and like literally everyone was like dressed casually. So that was oh poor young Kurtis. I cringe at you all the time. Yeah, I learned how to do like the the Russian like dance kick, you know, kick dancing. I just call it the Kazakhstan kick because TF2. That's my introduction to it. I learned it. I taught myself to do that in middle school, so that was like the one cool thing I could do at a school dance. Was that? I can still do it. It's kind of like learning how to ride a bike. Kazakhstan kick, yeah, it's exactly that. It's like learning how to ride a bike. Once you learn how to do it once, you like never forget it. So I can still do it. It's fun. TF2 soldier dance. Yeah, I love it. Time to run away. Hide in shame. Yeah. Sometimes you just look at your dark history, your dark past, and you just want to cringe at young you. But hey, you know what? All of those things I regret make me who I am today. And I don't regret a single moment. Even if I like cringe at them, I don't regret a single moment of my past. So enjoy it in the moment, all right? maybe it'll. It's character development, exactly. It's character development. Who knows? Maybe if I hadn't like embarrassed myself at like school dances, maybe I wouldn't have ended up being here and then deciding to embarrass myself last Halloween by cross-dressing. So maybe, you know what? Actually, maybe I take it back. Maybe I didn't need that character development. I'm kidding. I don't regret any of it. Okay. Okay. Don't forget that was you. I still like my club is still talking about it. My professor in my club is still talking about it. Like, even like last week, she was like, "Oh my gosh, like, I saw this like really pretty girl walk in to the tea house, and I was like, who the heck is that? I don't know this girl, do I? Because I just act like I knew them." And then she was like, "Wait, that's," and then she was like, "Wait a second, that's Kurtis." Like. And then I feel like sometimes I feel like she's like being too nice to me, but whenever she talks about it, she's always like, "Man, this girl is so much prettier than the rest of us." And then I'm like, I didn't look that good as a girl, did I? Like, I mean, it makes me a little bit happy, but also I cringe. It makes me a little bit more confident, though, whenever I try to pick out, like, soft boy or, like, cute outfits, because I like that kind of aesthetic. But at the same time, it's just sort of, like, I facepalm. Like, and I still need to post those videos. I have a YouTube short that I've been sitting on, like, another dance video, and I just haven't posted them. I need to do it. Yeah, no, that was not a friend. That was me. This is... you know what though? I don't regret doing that. It was a cool experience, and maybe that will be a useful skill in the future. I don't know. Maybe I'll be in a situation where I'll have to dress up as a girl again. I don't know. We'll figure it out. God, I don't know where I'm going with this. Basically, go enjoy your dance and do things, and you know it. If you can look back on your previous self and cringe, then that means you've grown. And maybe you won't cringe at your school dance. Maybe it'll be a treasured memory. Who knows? Take this from someone who's older than you, I guess. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this. Like, one bit. Okay, I'm gonna end stream and go get some dinner. Okay. But we will finish this up. It's so close. I just need to rip this seam, rip this seam, rip this seam. So. Yeah. Yeah, I don't really know where I was going with that rant. I was just ranting. Like, I had like a vague train of thought, and it just kind of careened off the rail. So let's just end the stream before I dig myself a deeper grave. Is there anyone to raid? Okay. Let's see. Penguin. Okay. Redirect. Is Plum streaming? Plum streaming. Alright, let's go raid into Plum. She's playing Fall Guys. Actually, let me double check to see if like she's like. Make sure she's like not about to like end stream, you know. Plum Rose Prism. Mute. She's probably playing chat with viewers or playing chat with viewers. Playing Fall Guys with viewers. So if you guys want to join her, you can. Yeah. Okay, she's still gonna go. So yeah, let's go play with Plum. Or you guys can go play with Plum. Let's see here. Okay. Raid alert. Steal the show. There we go. Raid message. Copy and paste that into Plum's chat when you guys go over. Okay. So, I will see you guys later. I'm gonna go get some dinner and maybe work on this a little bit so I don't have to like redo all this work on tomorrow's stream. If I do stream. I might not. We'll figure it out. Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching and I will catch you later. Bye bye. See ya. And go say hi to Plum. Be nice.